All right. Well, as a quick refresher, at the end of our last session, you all went down to go and find out what had happened to the kobolds, and you had found that most of the kobolds were no longer with us. The ones that were with us are no longer with us. You met the mysterious ethereal dragon. And then you were left with a very small shard of chaos. Now, as I recall, Moravaint was currently in possession of the shard of chaos at the end of the session, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, it would take you all some time to go through and check for any kind of loot, but there's not much down here that appears to be worth anything. There's some torn up cloth that they were using for their tents. There are some boxes in a back room, but they contain mostly, rocks and a couple of now dissolving pieces of what you can assume is the material their spears were made of. It seems that once the magic was suppressed, most of it went crumbling to dust. But there would be very, very little here that was worth keeping. On your way out, however, you would see at the entrance to this area of the walled-off tunnels, there would be an entourage waiting to meet you, with a couple of very important faces. There would be 3 dwarven royal guards, 1 in adamantine and 2 in mithril, standing at the entrance with tower shields and halberds. And just behind them, you would see Baelor, the king, and Quake, all waiting to see who came back out.
Oh.
How interesting.
I get the feeling there's something we weren't told.
Well, they were expecting us to die.
I don't have like the thing pulled up online. What?
I completely forgot about Foundry too.
Yeah, Foundry. I don't have Foundry pulled up.
I don't actually have a map set up to look at them at the moment. I have a couple placeholders if I need to, but at the moment you are just in a tunnel, just a straight up tunnel.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. If you go to the job board, you can click on the link to open it up.
Where's the link in the job board?
You could also still use the one I sent you.
Yeah. I think it's pinned.
I think it is too, but it's right at the end of our conversation, so it should be easy. Alright. They do not seem like they are threatened by you as you begin to approach, but the guards do seem to be on edge. As if they're waiting for something to come from behind you, not necessarily.
I want to look over my shoulder. I assume there's nothing behind me.
There is nothing behind you.
Whatever y'all are looking for, it's not here anymore. We took care of that little problem.
Baelor would clear his throat before speaking up as the guards are looking around. He says, we heard rumbling, and some diviners had unpleasant realizations while you were down there.
Well, you have every right to be worried. We found out why all those kobolds were dissenting. That's not the word I wanted to use, but it was the first word in my head.
Well, they've been referred to as dissidents. Baelor would kind of straighten up and speak in a very somber tone. Say, I take it that they aren't coming back with you.
The ones that were left when we got there wanted nothing to do with us.
I see. We should head somewhere more private. I want an explanation.
By all means. I would gesture for him to lead the way. I want to keep my eye on the king, though. I have a feeling he's going to
Same.
stop us.
Same.
The king has a very clear look of displeasure as he watches you. But besides a few whispers back and forth with Quake, he keeps it to himself.
I wanna spot this from the king and kind of look at him and say, "What? You ain't happy to see us?" Give him a fucking cheeky ass smile.
Oh no.
He would.
Not again!
Jesus.
He would take a deep breath before looking at Matteo and saying, I think the most entertaining thing you could do involves a noose.
Damn! Damn!
I prefer blades for that kind of business, and I'm gonna tap my cane on the ground a little bit.
When you go to move your cane, you notice that one of the guards begins to step forward, as if he's been keeping an eye on it.
Nice.
Good to see they've learned.
I love these. I love it.
Good to see they've learned, but trust me, I ain't that fucking stupid. And I'm gonna like tap his shield with the end of my cane.
When you go to tap the shield of the flanking guard, let's step forward. The lead guard, who stands an entire head above the other dwarves, wearing full adamantine, would step forward and bat your cane to the side with his shield. And he would speak in a very loud and booming tone. And says, you have been allowed to live. Do not press it.
But it's what I'm good at.
I'm gonna grab Matteo by the cape and just fucking yank him. He's coming with me now.
Oh, don't tell me you don't enjoy this shit too.
I would prefer not to be executed. Guilty by association.
As Matteo's laughter fills the hallway. Everyone would slowly begin to move, though you'd see one of the guards would wait behind at the tunnel.
You would hurt a little guy on his birthday!
Baelor would lead you back to his chambers, the most extravagant area in the Kobold mines. And some kobolds would bring food, seeming to be trying to find any way to hear the news. As everyone goes to take a seat. Everyone, well, of course, but the guards and Quake would move to the table to go and sit. Quake would stand by the door with the guards, and the king would sit at the closest seat to the door. Baelor would gesture to your seats from before and say, sit down. I need to know what happened, and you need to be paid.
I will sit with my backpack between my legs. I'm keeping a close eye on this.
I'm assuming everyone else is going to take a seat as well. All right. As everyone sits down, Baelor would straighten up and clear his throat and say, "So, if kobolds were to dissent, I take it there was something draconic in origin?"
There was, and if you don't mind me asking, for my own personal curiosity, what did your diviners see?
We have people on the look for certain chaos regularly. Some of them, well, let's just say alarms were going off. You are not the only Imperials within the city walls. So, what was down there?
Well, it started as a kobold, but almost like an illusory one. And then, as we approached it, along with some chaotic magic, it became a dragon.
A polymorph spell?
I didn't have the opportunity to figure that out exactly.
Okay. Did it seem intelligent?
It did. It also seems to know of me. My magics.
Well, Imperial magic is well known. What makes that
Yes.
any different?
However, to put it very briefly, he said to have met my father. Magics such as my own, my lattice.
Is your father still from the Empire?
He is. And he is in the Empire.
Hmm.
But he and I are the only two I know of these magics.
Interesting.
Safe to assume if he got a whiff that I was in this new world, then... well, who knows? Maybe he's trying to sniff me out.
Well, what happened with the kobolds then?
I would grab the opening of my bag and kind of look around to the other party members and see if I should open it up and reveal the Shard of Chaos.
I assume we talked about this on the way up, right?
On the
Right.
way to the entrance, yes. It was one of those things that we weren't entirely decided on.
I thought
Last
we were
night
all
then?
pretty sure that we weren't going to be telling Baelor and the king about the shard of...
That's fair. Baelor I wasn't opposed to telling.
Well,
However,
And so was Matteo, I think.
Marivin is opposed to telling anyone.
okay. Well, that does
I
put
mean,
Moravaint in a little bit of a tight spot because hearing that there are Imperials in the town that are looking out for the servants of chaos and in turn the chaos shards, it'd be kind of nice to be able to get rid of one of them.
So you
I don't.
want to trust in these people with the Shard of Chaos?
If it were just Baelor, I would, or like at least trust with the knowledge of it. I think I want to meet the Imperials first, though. Do we have a name for the bone centipede, or do we just call it bone centipede?
Does anyone have knowledge religion? It has an actual name, but you have to recognize it.
I do.
You want to give me a quick roll?
Yeah, let me open it up real quick.
It's not particularly hard to identify, but it's not like a common thing. You do not recognize it.
Damn. I didn't think so.
I assume nature is of no help.
No, it would not. This is specifically religion.
Yep.
Damn. Alright. Well, in that case, back to the talking portion.
But is Matteo here?
I'm here. I'm just thinking.
The only thing he's interested with is fucking with the king.
Me too.
I don't trust any of these people with this, but also I don't think I really grasp how big of a deal it is. I just don't like them.
That's fair.
It's nothing to do with the item. He just doesn't want to give them anything.
Honestly, I understand and I respect it. Okay. In that case, Moravaint would lean back into his chair. The dragon summoned some sort of giant undead centipede, built from the bones of the kobolds, those that were not aggressive against us.
You would hear gasps from the little kobolds walking around the room. Baelor seems a little less surprised and more displeased. The king and Quake still have a very stony demeanor.
I wonder why.
Baelor would clear his throat again and say, "So, I take it you dispatched this creature?"
We did. And unfortunately, all of the kobolds that were down there. There were not much we could do in that regard.
I understand. And for the dragon?
When he summoned that thing, he phased into the stone. We haven't seen him since.
He faded? Not burrowed?
To clarify, like, out of character, that is correct, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. In that case, yes.
We'll have to launch a full-scale investigation, he says to the king across the table. And the king would simply wave his hand and said, "We're not launching an investigation to look into some lowly dragon and a bunch of dead kobolds." And they would stare at each other for a moment.
I would hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if your Imperial diviners found it, then it is likely a servant of chaos. And if it is a dragon that can phase through stone, well, a mountain hold is kind of at risk.
The king would start to bristle up as you challenged him. And said, "We have slain dragons before, we will slay dragons again. If
I
some
believe
worm
in-
decides to come out of the walls, we will send it back to them."
I believe entirely that you can take care of it. However, if you can save some civilians and some workers beforehand, that is just a personal preference.
Clearly, this is a waste of our time. And the king would begin to stand up.
I will not stop him.
Yeah. The king would begin to exit with his guards.
It sounds
However,
like anything that doesn't stroke your fucking ego is a waste of time.
he would
Shard of Chaos is a waste of time.
Matteo.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, can I, by chance, pull his hat over his head? Is it one of those
you could-
hats that just widen?
The hat gets fucking. It just gets massive.
It's just a fucking scary movie.
He turns around and it just got the Doug Dimmadome hat.
Please give your character a bigger hat every time.
Elbow. I'm gonna elbow Matteo just a bit.
You see the king begin to reach for something, and for the first time since you've come down, you'd see Baelor raise his voice, and he would cut off the king's movement halfway through and say, "Your Highness, you are in my home. I will deal with them accordingly." The king would hesitate, as if thinking over what he had just heard, before straightening his cloak and walking out. Baelor would quickly look at Matteo
And slap him upside the head.
and say that would be unwise.
He needs to hear it.
Perhaps not from you.
Well, Quake's not gonna fucking say it.
Quake would chortle.
I hate that word. I know what it is. I hate it.
I love that word.
Quake would walk over and sit where the king had been sitting just before.
Nice.
And say, "Just because he acts like a royal does not mean you need to go out of your way every time to speak to him. Let him sit on his high horse. Keep him further from you."
I know, but sometimes when I see that high horse, I just want to cut its fucking legs off, you know?
And you risk killing us in the process.
I can handle my own consequences. You guys will be fine.
Guilty by association.
Your consequences will get us killed.
He's a royal. Don't underestimate his power to kill everyone around the person that did something.
Trust me, in the business that I work in, I am very aware of people that have groups killed. I know what I'm doing.
After a moment, Quake would speak again and say, "So, what's in the bag?"
Oh boy, I'll let you guys take this one.
I assume that's in character. Oh no.
Huh?
What makes you think something's in the bag, Quake?
When Moravaint was going to explain, he reached for it and then hesitated. So
There you
I'll
go,
ask again. What's in the
Moravaint.
bag?
I want to clarify before saying anything, before showing anything, that I am not a very trusting person by default. If I am to show you, I need your word that you are going to keep it between the three of us. Well, the six of us.
Baelor and Quake would look at each other for a moment, and Baelor would say, "Everyone out," and all of the kobolds would begin to flood for the exits, chittering and chattering the whole way. Once everyone had left the room, both Baelor and Quake would lean over the table with interest. Say, "So, what did you find?"
I'm fine telling these two.
My initial hesitancy was, well, truthfully, I don't trust the king. When you said you have Imperials, I got a little bit more interested. And I would take the Shard of Chaos out, still wrapped in my lattice, and put it on the desk. I, as much as anyone, want this gone.
When you set it on the table, you would see confusion in Baelor's eyes at the small black and green shard. But Quake's expression was something very different. He would look at the shard for a moment as if trying to figure out what it was, and his face would go completely expressionless after a moment.
But tell if it was speaking to him by chance.
You can, I suppose you can make a sense motive check.
I don't like the answer that you said yes.
Well, you're asking if you can see. The answer is always going to be yes. You can't really tell what's going on in its head.
Okay.
Once you see this, though... Oh.
Sorry, I did the wrong thing. Where was it? There it is. That's what I meant to do.
You also cannot see what is going on in his head.
Fantastic.
He would look at it for a moment and say, "Is that a shard?"
It is. But surely it won't be forever.
You know those are harder to destroy. You're Imperial.
I know as well as anyone.
You need to find a place to store it for now.
I had an intent not to let my eye off of it. I have a couple friends and people who I can trust to help me with that. Unless that your diviners and other Imperials in the city are able to get rid of it.
They can't.
Then
We have Imperial outcasts.
well, I suppose in that case, right now my possession is the best place we can put it. My magic is countering it. It is laying dormant here for now.
That will not hold forever. You're aware of this.
I'm aware. But as of right now, there's only so much we can do. And so many people that I can trust. What are your thoughts on it then?
Quake would slowly stand up and say, "It sounds like you have your mind made up." I hope
Do you
you're
have
strong
any
enough
other
to bear that
ideas?
burden. Find someone stronger than you.
That's the plan.
Damn.
I've dealt with them before. If it becomes too much, I'll deal with it again.
Are you able to break it?
No.
If you don't mind me asking, how did you deal with it?
He would hold a hand up to his armor for a moment. And when he pulls his armor away, you would see that there was a hole in between the layers of stone. He seems to wipe away the stone as if it was wet clay. And inside the stone armor, you would see a chunk that had turned black and green, as if obsidian and things had begun growing in between the stone.
Hmm. I might be dumb, but I don't know what this means.
It is an example of long-term effects.
So, is he holding a shard of chaos?
No. This is a sign that he at one point had held a shard of chaos for extended periods.
Okay,
Think
Okay.
like the scars would be the equivalent.
I got it.
Okay. That makes significantly more sense. Damn. Well,
I have no desire to replace it. But if needed, I can contain it.
I think we'll choose to keep it for now.
Most would.
I'll do my best not to submit you to that fate.
Not only that, we've only known you for a week or so.
I don't blame you.
Do you think our mutual friend could be a help?
We're speaking about the king, right?
I think he's
Teddy.
Oh, Teddy. Oh, gotcha.
Quake would take a breath for a moment before nodding and say he has dealt with them too. Though I do warn you, your religious beliefs and his may not align.
I wouldn't ask them to.
Not everyone shares your opinion of shards.
I believe that especially here.
You would see Baelor is just staring at it.
Can I sense motive on him?
Yeah, I also wanted to sense motive on him as well.
Nope. I went to private.
Cameron, you can see hatred in his eyes staring at it.
Yeah.
He would clear his throat, shake his head, and stand up and say, "All right. I have to go announce it to my men.
Announce what?
That a clan has died.
Oh, okay.
You all followed your contract to the letter." He would walk over to one of the bags and pull out 4 small satchels, tossing one to each of you. And say 150 each, as promised. Now, respectfully, I've had a long day. I'd like to ask you to leave.
I will nod and get up to exit.
As you get up to exit, Quake would stand up and put a hand on Moravint's shoulder as he walks out, kind of dragging you along,
That makes sense.
and say, "Is this your first shard?"
My personal first, yes. Though I have seen them before.
Carrying them changes a person. Do be careful.
So are there effects of the shard even while it's in the lattice that he has around it?
They can be contained, but they are constantly fighting any barrier that's holding them in. And they are known to be very difficult to contain. There are entire facilities within the Empire that sole purpose is to keep them as contained as possible. And even they fail. The more powerful the shard, the harder it is to contain.
It's actually one of the reasons I took immutable protection, because it gives me a +4 against, bonus to my spell bonus and spell defense for my wards. So containing it, I have a +4. Which is super nice, and I thought about that ahead of time.
Quake would slowly lead you all back to the tavern and say, "I think we all deserve a drink."
Now that's
First round's on me.
that's something I can fucking get behind.
All right. Oh, if I may offer you all a recommendation, go home after tonight.
Leave the Dwarven City?
Yes. You made one very bad enemy while you were here.
Yeah, I agree.
Indeed.
Don't worry, that was the plan.
To make one very bad enemy?
Nope. To
No.
leave.
No, that was just my plan.
Yes, well... I pity your hometown, Matteo.
Oh, you don't know the half of it.
Oh, I'm familiar. I've been.
I like to have a little fun. What can I say?
Yes, well...
Have we
Are
reached
you,
the tavern yet, or are we like en route right now?
You're en route. You're walking through
Okay.
the town. While you're walking, he would lean over and say, "Oh, by the way, Matteo, you may want to know. I don't know if you had your ear to the ground lately, but I heard rumors that some of your people were heading to Beachcrest soon."
Quake is saying this to me?
Yes.
I like the sound of that. And I'm not going to question how you found that out.
He would
Your
pat
people?
your shoulder and say, "Old dwarves, we like to chat."
I'll keep that in mind.
He
Could
would
use some nice communication.
A
he would
little
lead you
birdie and I fly
inside,
away.
And, you would all see that when you walked in with Quake, the entire bar would go silent. He would slowly walk over to the bar and perform his toast like he had every night since you've been here. And the whole crowd would cheer and go right back to drinking. Harder, if anything.
As expected.
Just the way we like it.
Are you all gonna party tonight, or keep your wits about you?
I'm keeping my fucking wits. Age
Yeah.
range. That's it.
Unless
I think
Quake
with
invites
how-
me, I'm going to do it a bit light today.
I'm not going to be drinking near as much. No.
Okay. Alright, then I'm not gonna make you roll fortitude saves.
I was gonna say I will gamble though. Always
Oh, yeah,
always
give me
gamble.
a,
bluff.
go ahead. Yeah, give me a bluff check.
Is that open or just private? What is it?
You can do it open. That's fine.
Bluff.
How many people are in the bar, by the way, while he's doing this?
Oh, not good.
You're gonna lose a bit of money there.
Oh no.
I think in this area, I'm gonna say you're gonna lose about 5 gold gambling that night.
5 gold.
The dwarves take you for a lot of money today.
Golly.
But no, as you're all celebrating, the bar would seem very, very cheerful. You would notice at one point throughout the night, a couple of the guards do stop by and hang out outside for a little bit, but they move on their own.
Did
Don't
they
like
do that
that.
any other night?
Not like this. Not in Mithril. Not guards.
King's guards.
Yes.
We should.
Or at least the
Well,
inner city guard. The king's guards themselves are typically in adamantine, but the like inner city guard, the royal guard.
If I may, we should take those. We have some more of those potions, right? The ones that keep you up.
You do not actually.
Who gave us those? That was
Mahonia.
Mahonia. We haven't seen them since we've gotten back to the city.
They're back
No,
at Teddy's.
They told you that they were going back to Teddy's.
Okay.
Okay.
We need to leave in the morning.
I'm going to.
Definitely.
I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I am going to signal to the rest of the party to kind of like follow me and then walk up to one of the rooms. Whichever room was ours previously.
Doing that.
I will follow accordingly. Give Quake my well wishes.
Buy him around. That's what I'll do.
You buy him around, or tell the bartender to get him another one, rather.
I was about to say, how much does it cost to buy him around?
Quake has free liquor.
For Quake, nothing.
You tell the bartender, I think Quake needs another drink, and he goes and gets a barrel before Quake yells at him.
I like that. Okay. So, for all who follow suit, I'm sure I'm not the only person who's noticed the King's Guard outside.
Of course, I noticed.
Yep.
Must have happened while I was losing money.
Well, that means we get to have some fun sneaking out of a city
Tonight?
Indeed.
as soon as we can.
Alright, let's go.
Actually, never mind. I'll bring it up if we need to. If I need to.
Alright. If that's how we're doing it, then what do you have in mind?
We're sneaking out, right? We're trying to avoid guards.
Best we can.
Great. If I may, Soul, would being a former guardsman help at all with predicting, like, routes, even if they are searching?
I think that is a very fair point. Did you have... You don't actually have any profession skills.
Not technically, no.
I would say, given your complete lack of stealth, no. I would say that the guy with negative 15 to stealth has never snuck anywhere in his life.
I'm more saying, would I know patterns the entirety of the guard might take if they're searching for someone?
You might if you knew the guard force or the city well. Here, no. If you were in an imperial city, maybe.
Okay.
Are we next to a window that would let us outlook the front of the tavern?
There's not a lot of windows in this dwarven architecture.
I didn't think
So
so.
I imagine they don't do windows a lot.
I know some of it was above ground, I know some of it was below ground, so I'm not sure exactly how.
You are far below ground.
Okay.
You are in this building is a block of stone that they hollowed out. Like,
Yeah.
You're deep earth right now.
Okay.
I will also say you are pretty far from the exit. If your goal is to walk all the way to the exit without being spotted by a guard, period, you're most likely going to fail. You're like at least an hour away.
Fuck.
I don't think we could avoid every guard, but I definitely feel like we should avoid any mithril or adamantine guards.
Yeah, what's the hierarchy here? Like, if we go purely based off armor.
Going purely based off armor, most of the common guards are wearing some combination of leather, metal, and stone.
The mithril were king's guards, adamantine was the guard captain.
Did Quake suggest that we leave, right?
Yes.
Could we maybe ask him, like, what he, like, if he knew a way of us sneaking out?
We could.
Oh, wait, shit. It's night, right?
You think?
Well,
You're
we walked
underground.
to the bar, didn't we?
Yeah, but the bar is underground too. You have not left underground.
Oh, shit, really?
It's a dwarven city. What do you expect?
You think
My
it's
bad.
nighttime. Everyone's acting like it's nighttime, but you haven't, like, been outside.
I say attempt to not get spotted by regular guards. If we get spotted by King's guards, we're fucked.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe we could ask Quake to see if he knew, like, a better way of us getting out.
That'll be a good idea.
Better say, I imagine, or better yet, he could just, walk us there
If he's willing.
if he's willing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Alright,
Let's go after him.
let's talk to him, and failing that, we exit out those front doors whenever a patrol leaves.
All right. Sounds good to me. I will go walk my way up to Quake and say, "Hey, how you feeling?"
I'm feeling good.
Good to hear. Say, you mentioned it was a good idea for us to get out of the city. We've been noticing the King's Guard have been patrolling along outside.
Have they?
Yeah. Could we trouble you for an escort to the gates? 'Cause I imagine if someone like you is with us, they wouldn't try anything. But walking alone at night is not a great time.
I'll walk you to the gate, but I'm not walking you back to the beach.
That's
a cart
fine.
at night is going to be expensive.
Yeah. Completely understand. I just want us to get out of the city.
Yeah, alright, let's go.
Appreciate it, man.
That's so much better. That makes everything so much easier.
Thanks,
He
fuck.
would get up and start walking you guys out. You would notice a lot of the guards are keeping an eye on you, but none of them approach. You would walk for quite a while getting towards the edge of the town, and you would see most of the carts are completely parked, not active at all. Whenever you get there, you would finally be able to see outside and see that it is nighttime. And up in the sky, with such a clear view and no clouds to be seen, you could finally see what people had been warning you about. Above the continent, you could see a massive glowing rift in the skyline.
What the fuck?
And out of that rift, you could see what looked like shooting stars flying down towards the ground.
Dear God.
Fuck that. The
We
shit.
need a certain...
This explanation is so much cooler than the last one you gave me.
As you all stop there, Quake would stumble over to one of the buildings and bang on the door. You would see a man very angrily open the door before shutting his mouth. Quake would lean in and say, "They need to get out. You're gonna take them." And the guy would kind of look around Quake and look at you guys.
I would sheepishly wave and kind of like nod my head in an apology.
Look back at Quake and say, "I'm gonna charge him."
That's fine.
Quake would nod, pat him on the shoulder, and say, "You're a good man. I'm gonna go drink." Turn around. Once he starts walking away, you can see the guy slowly start to walk out and look at you all and say, "Alright, you're going to Beachcrest now?"
I apologize for doing it so late, but it is a little bit of an urgency.
Look, nighttime travel, no reservation, 5 gold apiece.
Done. I'll pay.
You got it.
Alright. He would go and he would get one of the carts, and you could see him loading a box of what appears to be blue roots, similar to ginger looking, that glow slightly, onto the back of his cart.
If I may, how much of that do you have in stock, sir?
Not much, and I can't afford to sell you a bunch right now, but I'll supply it for the trip.
Could I pay for a handful, person?
Yeah, alright. Extra 5 gold.
Works for me.
Alright. He would grab a small bag and throw some together and trade it to you. Once he hands it to you, he goes, "One of those roots, like a torch for an hour. It'll give you a few feet."
And how many
Carter,
roots
you have
are there?
5 roots.
Great.
He would get up onto the cart, and once you all had loaded in, he would start moving. You would see a small little fire brazier has been set up on the back of the cart, and as he begins driving, he would toss a single root into it. It would smell like someone was completely charring extremely strong herbs. Like it burns your nose to sit next to it.
Jeez. Alright.
But as you begin to travel along the road, you could see that many of those shooting stars would begin to turn and move toward you extremely quickly. And they would only seem to turn when they were within about 30 feet of you.
I'll cut down.
Once they did get that close, though, you could see them slow down, and you would see a better look of them. Glowing blue wisps surrounded by tails that look like comets. They would slowly float around 30 feet away from you as if they were looking for a way in. But they stay completely back.
Don't like this.
Nope.
Don't like this at all.
He would lean back and say, "What, have you never traveled at night?"
No, I was told not to, and when people say don't travel at night, it's usually a good idea to listen.
We're a little new to the continent.
Oh, I see. Well, say hi to the Lucents. Don't let them touch you, they'll leave you with hypothermia.
That seems backwards, but sure.
What do you mean?
There's nothing.
How do you spell Lucent?
Lucent. They'll suck the heat right out of you.
Sorry.
I'll fucking kill you. If you didn't, Matteo would have.
Nah, I hate them too, but, you know, as long as you're burning the root, they'll stay back.
Good to know.
So, why the rush getting out of town?
We have a, well, the little magic man here kind of pissed off the king. I mean, none of us really like him, but
Oh, you're talking about the tournament. I heard about that.
Indeed.
oh, there was
Yeah.
more.
Not
There's
just the
more.
tournament.
Matteo is very proud of it.
Well, can't say you're popular, but for what it's worth, it sounded entertaining.
I think it was.
People liked us on the way when we were riding.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do appreciate the business. Y'all just paid my rent for the next 6 months.
Well,
Do you know where we could find some of this blue root?
Mm.
Also, what is it called?
By the creek. Or
Oh,
by a
shit.
creek near Beechcraft.
I swear I know the name.
Oh, yeah?
Fuck.
oh yeah.
How did I forget the name of this thing? Shit. Thick.
Theek?
Yep.
You're not saying a word, you're just making a noise.
It's thick root.
It's like beetroot, but thick.
Okay, got it.
Sorry.
It grows along some of the rivers and in a few of the
Thinkroot.
caves.
You apologize, Nova, but that genuinely helped me understand it better.
Well, do you go and get it yourself, or do you have someone that supplies you with it?
My supply comes from nice young lady lives in Beechcrest, some alchemist. Mahonia.
Fun
We can
fact.
get some from Mahonia.
Fun fact. Twink is held by Automod.
That's hilarious.
Twinkaroot.
Not for me though,
But
because I
not
was
for
a
me.
mod.
Call the auto mod, but not for me.
Twinkaroot's so good.
Oh my god.
You continue to ride in the cart for most of the evening, most of the night. By the time you reach Beechcrest, you can even see the sun beginning to crest up over the ocean.
The sun.
I don't know who will actually manage to get some sleep, but as you begin coming into the town, you can see that the fleet, the Finn's fleet, had actually grown since the last time you were here. Multiple new ships in the harbor. Only a few days. But you can see that most of the Finns along the road seem to be in very, very good moods, holding these special torches with metal grates for them to throw in the roots. The town already seems cheery.
Nice.
Gonna need to get us a couple of those.
All right. Where do you want to get dropped off?
Teddy!
Teddies!
We should go straight to Teddy's.
Yep.
They
It's
take
unanimous.
He takes you to Teddy's. When you arrive at Teddy's, you would see that Ivy has not even gotten to the door yet. On the other hand, just inside, Mesquite and Violet. Mesquite and Violet would be at the bar.
Before I hop off the carriage, the cart, I am going to palm him another gold and say sorry for waking you.
He would take it and nod and say, well, you know what? You guys paid me 20 gold to take you. I don't mind waking up. I'll be honest, I said 5 gold a person because I expect you to say no.
Hey, pays rent, can't argue.
Friendly
Until-
reminder to everyone here, a couple of silver is like a month's living expenses.
Mhm.
You actually probably just paid his, like, required living situation for at least the next year.
That's fine.
That's fine by me.
And he'll remember
Adventures are
that
balling.
for later.
And he'll remember
Yeah,
that.
could
for
we
later.
get his name before we leave?
Sure. I hadn't thought about it. Let's go
Name
with,
this random NPC.
Another one.
yeah, let's name
nice
the random dwarven carriage guy.
I want his name.
Let me come back to that. I'll get a name for you. But give me
I
a minute.
also want his name, because now he owes me a favor.
Can we name him Reese? Recent NPC. Reese.
most recent NPC. Strovat.
I thought you were
Throw
gonna say
that.
Stroganoff.
Stroke that.
God damn it!
Hey,
I
fuck
want to
you.
change the name now.
Too bad, already wrote it down.
Well, I'm trying to actually send her a spelling, but Alright. You enter, and Mesquite would smile and say, "Oh, you're back! I didn't expect you for another day or two. How'd it go?"
It went fantastic.
Did it now? Come on, tell me about
No.
it. No?
They're a little pissed at
It
me,
did-
but I thought it
it
went
did
great.
not go fantastic.
Mesquite
Hey,
would,
we got our goals accomplished.
And almost died.
Yeah, but that would have happened anyways.
We're not gonna be heading back to that town anytime soon. The, King's
You're not.
Guard know our faces.
Not with the war happening either.
Mesquite would look along the group and say, "So, you all went, you did what you needed to do, but Matteo fucked it up?"
Hey, we
Well, I
still
wouldn't say
got stuff.
fucked it up.
We
He
still got
just pissed off a very important person. Probably the most important person in the entirety of the place.
And there you go, another day in Orsha. You all hungry?
I could
Hurry
go
up.
for breakfast.
Yeah, I could eat.
Slightly.
Is Mahonia around? Sorry, I was typing.
Oh no, she's off on a trip actually.
Nah.
She
I don't.
was asked to go get some more of the roots for the Finns. Apparently they've been having a hard time keeping their supply up, what with all the ships in the harbor.
Indeed. They're gonna
I
need
don't
a lot of us
suppose-
when they're moving.
I don't suppose by chance you'd have any of the Honestly, I'm not sure what she called it.
Eek!
No.
Oh, those
The-
tokens.
Oh, the
Yeah, like-
potion.
Oh,
the
her
potion was
whiskey.
making it so yeah.
Her whiskey, yeah. I don't keep it around much, but I could have her brew a batch.
I wouldn't mind that.
I'll let her know when she comes back. So, what all did you get done? Besides pissing off the king?
Well, we did a lot of that.
Thoughts in the... Never mind. We went down to a mine. And, found that thing. In fact, where's Teddy? If we are telling Teddy.
He's out back. He's, in the brew house.
Are we, Moravaint?
I trust him enough to tell him. I assume there's no one else in the bar yet.
No, most people are either asleep or not here yet.
Okay. Then, in that case, I will put the shard on the... What's it called? On the bar top.
When you, set it on the bar top, Mystique would, bristle. Seemingly before you had even fully placed it.
I don't blame her. Just
and
on the
once
bar.
you
It's
did,
in my lattice.
She
Sorry.
would, slowly open the door and say, "You're gonna take that out back."
I will grab it and do as I'm told.
You head through the back rooms, through the kitchen, and to the very, very back of the house, where you would find a small shed had been added to the back of the tree stump.
Nice.
And inside of that shed, you would see Teddy stacking barrels.
Goddamn.
Stacking bodies.
Teddy's stacked.
I hate to bother you so early in the morning, Teddy, but
Hmm? Oh, you're back.
I would be holding the Shard of Chaos, like, chest height.
Like a fucking kid that just found something.
He
Hey, I
sees
got a
it
present!
before taking a very, very deep sigh and setting down the barrel. Turning around and sitting on the barrel.
Does the barrel crack?
It does not.
Okay. It's
So-
sturdier wood than his benches.
What are you going to do with it?
Well, right now, the only thing I can really do is hold on to it.
Not really safe.
No. I was honestly hoping you might have some insight. I have seen them and have seen them dealt with before, but this is the first that I've actually had my hands on.
Well, where you come from, that would be confiscated and destroyed.
Quake had already mentioned that our ideals may not align.
Here, those are seen as tools. To destroy one of those is no different than to find a sword and break it because it might kill someone. If you wanted to give it to Imperials, there are ships that come through, and there is a Imperial camp far west of here. Be quite the trek. If you want it contained, I would find someone you trust to do so. I don't think you have the stomach for it.
Not not forever, for sure. I know even I have my limits.
You should be careful of anyone who's too eager to get their hands on it, though.
So far, we haven't told many.
That's probably wise. I'm afraid I can't help you more.
I understand.
Quake told us that you had dealt with them in the past.
I have.
Could you elaborate on that? What did you do when you had to deal with shards of chaos?
I used them.
Well, it doesn't seem like you use them anymore. What made you stop?
I retired.
And what'd you do with them when you retired?
I hid them away.
Probably wise.
Where are they hidden?
No, I don't trust you that much.
That's fair. You know, I realized that when I said it.
Well, what we know about these is that they call out to people. Could you tell us maybe how you hid them to where they're not reaching out for others to use?
When you're around as long as I am, in a place like this, you find secret places. I left them there.
Secret place.
If someone were to ever find it, and they were to ever use what I left there, I believe it'll work out for the best.
So, barring our personal beliefs on shards, what do you recommend? Other than just what you've said already.
Shards desire to be wielded. It's in their nature. A shard that is unwielded will find a wielder. If you wish for a shard to not go looking for a wielder, then you give it one, or you put it somewhere no one will go.
I would look to the only other two Imperials here. Marivin and Midas.
Well, it looks like we must find a place that no one else will go.
I have no qualms
Or
with
give it to the
someone
Imperials.
trustworthy.
I don't really like that idea.
I have no qualms with finding a good person to wield it, but someone strong.
I think I'd rather try and find a place to hide it away, if it's possible. Unless one of us is gonna wield it.
I would not dare.
I mean, it does feel a bit like a waste to destroy something that could be used for better things.
Well, if there's anyone in this party that's not gonna wield it, it's not gonna be you.
I wasn't saying that,
It's kind of funny though.
but I appreciate the accusation, dickhead.
Soul
Just a
question.
bit too volatile.
I think we're all a little messed up in different ways, but
Agree to disagree.
Uh,
the point
There's
I'm
a way-
making is,
Nope, hold on.
I don't even. Nope.
What's going on here?
no, you guys keep going with the RP. I'll ask my question after.
Okay.
The point I'm trying to make is, I think Teddy's kind of right. Any other magical artifact you found, you'd want to put it to use. Why is this any different?
Well,
Well-
I am only thinking towards our one party member who has the greatest distaste for it. I have no sway one way or the other than Moravaint seeks to destroy it. So ultimately, I leave it up to him.
Suppose that's fair.
No,
I have lived my life in the Empire. I have grown and bled and killed against chaos. And while I have held the religion for so long, it is also one of my strongest ties back to the Empire. If I am to make a new life here, if I am to not be so heavily influenced by the Empire, I'd like to keep my eye on it, but I could hand it over to one of you.
Hand it over
So
to one
we-
of us, as in like one of the party members. That's what you're talking about.
Yes.
these shards can change people, right?
Yes. Prolonged exposure to a shard can affect personalities.
Is there a way to figure out if a shard would affect a personality in a certain way?
Are you asking, can you figure out what this particular shard's, like,
Motivations?
preconception is? Like, what it's going to do, personally?
Yeah.
Not other than observation.
So we've observed it has so far made that thing down in the mine.
Yes, you are
Okay.
also aware that shards of chaos take on attributes from their wielders as well. So if it was wielded by a necromancer, it would take the form of necromancy.
I'm assuming it was wielded by that dragon and then harnessed through that beast.
Yes.
Or something similar. I guess if you could predict chaos shards, they wouldn't be very chaotic.
No, not really. But I'm assuming that the shard may be neutral or evil in nature. And if it is evil, then
So we can determine that? We can determine if it is evil or in nature?
we can guess.
I'm going to interject here. It is unlikely that the shard has an actual alignment good to evil.
Okay.
Shards typically they're obviously chaos aligned, like by nature.
Yeah.
But typically good to evil isn't so much a motivator. For
It's
chaos
just
shards specifically. They're not like creatures, they're not intelligent.
it's more who wields it?
Sort of, yeah. They have properties, and they are likely to take on some form once they are attuned, so to speak. However, it's not like if you used it and then he used it, it would have the same personality between the two.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I would be comfortable giving it to someone.
Well,
I
you know,
don't think giving
I
it
say
to
one of us
would be
try
smart.
wielding it, and I mean, if things aren't going well, I mean, we just contain it like we are doing right now, and either give it off to the Imperials or try and find a hiding place for it.
The worrisome thing with wielding it is I don't know if we all are strong enough.
Right. It was a smaller
withstand
piece,
the
wasn't
attack.
it? It was
is
a smaller,
very small piece, yes.
very small piece. That's why I was saying maybe potentially we could try. since
It
it's
is
a smaller-
small, however, the size does not inherently dictate its strength.
I will also clarify you've had it for a while. It's a relatively low strength one. It's
Okay.
Right, because it hasn't broken out of the lattice or anything.
If it was a strong piece, Moravaint would not be able to contain it the way he has.
Mhm.
I will say I am fervently against even going near the Imperials with this. I am indifferent to giving it or to hiding it. I do think the best option would be to give it to someone that can handle it and is not
Let me
a horrible person.
think about this just real quick.
Well, it's like the only people we know that we trust are Teddy. I mean, we somewhat trust Baelor, and we seem to trust Quake pretty well.
Wait a
And
minute.
it's like Quake. What is it?
Who's the guard that sits outside again? I forgot his name. Ivy, yeah. Ivy's pretty strong.
For lack of better wording, what is the best way for me to find its motivations? Would I be able to roll a knowledge religion, for instance, or would I have to...
You would have to communicate. You would have to attune. You would have to actually...
Do I know how long that would take?
You do not. It can take anywhere. It can take moments. It can take days.
How strong is Ivy?
I don't know how to answer that question.
Or let me ask Teddy. Would you say Ivy is stronger than us?
Do you mean physically?
Just generally, whether magically, just hardier.
Would you think he'd be able to use this Shard of Chaos?
That's a better way to phrase it.
I'd like to think so.
Would he be willing?
I don't know. That's not my decision to make for him.
Moravaint, if we were to give it to Ivy, would that be alright with you?
I would like to leave it in our possession.
I'm fine with that. I think it's better that way too, because if things do go wrong, Moravaint can control it, as he has been doing.
Okay. How much longer do we think Moravaint can hold?
This isn't completely out of character. However, I feel it calling to me.
Really?
I'm thinking about it because like if that is kind of why I went on that spiel of like if I want to make my new life, my magic is dictated by my oath.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Moravaint is currently having the thought process of could I use it to protect more people?
Right.
But the problem with that is, while my magic is by my oath is lawful.
And your oath is of a religion
But
that
I was also
My
going
oath
to
is
say,
not religious. My oath is not
doesn't
religious.
doesn't the shard go against your magic?
It does.
So how is that going to work exactly?
Exactly. That's where it's going back and forth.
And just from a purely magical standpoint, we have one person with a lawful magic. I'm not sure what yours is, Matteo. Mine is relatively neutral, and one of us has none.
None.
What is your magic, Matteo? Lawful, chaotic in nature, neutral? Matteo?
I was muted, forgot, sorry.
You're good.
My magic is of a lawful nature.
Shit.
I will say. If I were to be separated from it, I would not be heartbroken about it.
How easy do we think we could separate it from someone? I assume a person can just give up their attachment, or attempt to. Right, Soul?
You're asking if someone can give up a connection to a shard?
Yes. Or fight the connection.
Can you fight it? Yes. However, it is very rare that a person uses a shard and gives it up willingly. They are a corrupting influence, according to the Empire.
I'm willing to see how it affects someone. My only worry is that someone does not want to part with it if it starts to have a negative influence.
I will make... No.
Alright.
Who's
Sorry, I'm click-clacking.
attempting?
What's happened?
Well, you guys are trying to keep it within the party. Who's going to attempt to wrangle it?
Matteo will say, in the event that you do have to wrestle it from me, I think I am the least physically fit of this group, next to Moravaint, but I know Moravaint isn't going to do it, and I wouldn't make him do that.
If I am to wield it, I worry about what that would entail if it did corrupt me.
I think it should either be Matteo or Moravaint. I think probably Matteo, honestly. I know I had my qualms before about the volatility, but fuck it.
It might be smart to give it to you, Midas.
But I'm also one of the more combat strong, and if it starts turning me, you know.
You saw how many times he stabbed that fucking thing. I don't want to be on the receiving end of that.
Throughout this entire conversation, Moravaint holding this dome of crystals would just be zoned out and staring at it that entire time, not paying attention to who you are deciding.
Tap him on the shoulder. Moravaint?
If we're talking about who's the least physically fit, who the easiest it would be to remove it from their grasp.
Moravaint, you're the only
least
one that can
dangerous.
contain it. I think it shouldn't be you, because none of us can contain it.
And I'm
If
worried
it goes
about,
wrong.
you know, even if you aren't that physically fit, you can move us away from you.
I don't think
easily.
anyone else is gonna say it, so I'm gonna say it. I don't like how you were staring at it. It's a little concerning.
Yeah, that was.
I vote Matteo.
Moravaint, I'm not liking. Would you go with who the party decides, if it is not you?
Do you want to flip a coin? And I would look towards Matteo.
I don't
I
gamble
believe
Matteo for the first time is gonna drop his act and just say, I don't gamble for things that are this serious.
Ooh.
I'm
No accent Matteo is a little jarring. I'm not gonna lie to you. I believe that between you and I, you are the most likely to use it properly, and I am the most likely to subdue it. I have been in close proximity with these before. While this is the first one I've held, well, within a lattice, I do have experience with them.
But if it gets out of hand and you're the one under its influence, we have no way to contain it.
Yep. That is my
Other
biggest
than-
qualm.
other than grabbing you, but
Yep. We need you in case things go wrong. I don't think it should be you.
You also
And-
know that I won't kill you.
Well, under the influence
actually
of that,
don't.
we don't. Yeah, thank you.
and not to mention, I'm not sure how that will affect you and your oath as a whole.
My magic is bound to the bindings on my sword. If I ever were to draw it, I would have no way of protecting myself.
Would you be willing to relinquish your sword as you attune to this?
I will hand it over to you and ask that you draw yours.
Draw mine? Okay. If he
I mean,
is unable
you
to
yourself
cast, I'm
said
willing.
that Matteo will be able to use this best. I mean,
You would be able to use it best. I would be able to... I believe that I am least likely to become controlled by it.
I don't
Also-
believe that for a second.
Also,
it's not that I don't
if I may-
believe that. It's just that if you do get corrupted by it, there's nothing any of us can really do about it.
If
The
I
risk
may,
is too great.
Matteo, what do you use to cast?
Hmm?
What do you use to cast? I personally am forced to cast through my weapon. Moravaint is forced to cast via the runes on his hilt.
That's how I get my magic. I cast with my hands.
Yes. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, what
Yeah.
what is your what the fuck is it called?
Do you have a
Catalyst?
focus or a catalyst?
Yeah, something like that.
I do not.
Sorcerer through and through.
I'm just gonna like flick my hand and have a little bit of flame throughout. I just do it.
Well, then I would say, I think it might be better to give it to Moravaint for a time, because we can disarm him of his magic. And if that is the
My
case,
magic's lawful. It's not gonna be. I'm not gonna be able to use it.
It does counter our magics.
I don't think
That
that's
is
an
fair.
argument that needs to be had.
I just worry about the possibility. And
There is
if
none.
it's given to Moravaint, there is no possibility whatsoever of him casting if I have his sword.
There's also no possibility of me casting if I have a fucking chaos shard in my back pocket. We've
So
already
what is-
discovered that these magics counter each other. I don't know why this is a discussion.
It wouldn't entirely remove his magic, though, right?
I was under the impression it would.
Lawful magic and chaos shards tend to at least partially dispel each other.
It would dampen it. I don't think it would remove it.
And over time, it might not dampen, it may alter.
I'm just concerned with how, and forgive my terms, obsessive Moravaint seems over this.
More of it would nod along.
It's giving,
Like, it makes sense.
it's giving me a very my precious kind of vibes, and I don't like it.
What?
It's a story from back home. Point is,
I like that. I'm stealing that one.
That's amazing.
the point is, the point is, sorry,
No, that was hilarious.
the Lord of the Rings is now canon in Zeke setting. You heard it here
Lord of
first.
the Shards.
The point is, the point is, I think Moravaint, you're already being influenced by it, and I don't want to find out what plans it has for you.
I think Teddy might be right. That is why I'm staring at it so heavily.
Not to mention we have been up all night, and we are slightly weakened as we have not really rested.
This is something we need to decide before we turn in for the night, because obviously Moravaint's containing it. He'll be the one closest to it.
We're still in the backyard across from Teddy, right?
Yeah, he's been watching this entire time.
And I was gonna say, what does Teddy think?
I want to turn to Teddy.
Actually, yeah, that's a good question.
Would you be able to hold this while we get our rest?
I can do that.
Thank you.
Also, who do you think? Who do you think would hold the shard the best?
He would, Actually, this is a good question, and I hate to completely sidetrack this to something else, but there's something I actually don't know. Matteo.
Mhm.
Can I get a diplomacy check for how much Teddy likes you?
Sure, that's one of my good skills, but watch me nat 1 on it. Watch me nat 1 with a plus 11.
Actually,
Oh, never mind.
That's solid. That's solid. He would slowly nod, looking back and forth between the two of you. Say, well, I've never heard of an Imperial using a shard. Forgive me, Matteo. I'm hesitant with your source.
I would be too. He says with a bit of a somber tone.
I don't know that Moravaint could wield it, And I don't know that I trust you too. But crazier things have happened. And, I think that whatever were to happen, the rest of your party could handle the threat. If it ever came to that.
Okay, I like the sound of that.
You are a fire sorcerer, correct?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know where you got the idea I'm a sorcerer, but fire, yeah.
Hey, he's a magician, guys. Come on.
He's actually just an illusionist. He's just been throwing Molotov cocktails.
Listen, I don't think you understand how badly I want to make an illusionist that does shit like that. I want to throw fake fireballs and make people think they're on fire.
He's actually just a multi-class. He's like a performer from Guile and an alchemist from Marshall.
Ta-da!
I say we give it to you. If I may, can we go to the shore?
I'm fine with that.
Go near some water, away from anyone else, but...
I'll stand in the fucking water, I don't care. I like the ocean.
I think we should rest on it first.
Teddy can hold it. And might help clear your head, Moravaint.
And it would give me time to be separated from it on the off chance that I was affected.
How do we know it won't make it worse?
We'll find out in the morning.
Or
well, I guess in the evening.
Afternoon. Yeah.
Either way, let us know if you dream about it.
I will.
Good. To Teddy it is, then.
I will float the lattice over to Teddy. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't even have to make a check to grab it through the fucking lattice, by the way. Like, I'm pretty sure he could just palm that thing and then it would shatter.
You let him take the shard and he would slowly wrap one of his paws around it before going back to work.
Thank you, Teddy.
Damn, unfazed. Just sleep then.
Yay, dream sequence!
And rest.
Wahoo, the dreams.
Bampanada.
In your dreams, Karter.
And now I gotta start getting ready to write this down.
Your dream. You would be on a ship. You slowly stand up and get out of your bed. You get dressed. You get your bag and you walk over to a mirror. When you look in the mirror, though, you notice your face is, well, it's completely missing. You have a completely flat set of skin there before reaching up and slowly molding it as if your face was made of wax into a face you do not recognize. And then you begin to walk up onto the deck and see Beachcrest. And then you wake up.
That was mine?
No, that was Marivin.
Okay, I was gonna say, I'm writing that down? That's a little fucked.
Nope, that was for Marivin.
Yeah.
For Matteo, you would come out of your dream and you'd still be underwater like your last one. You'd be deep under the water where there's not even a shred of light to be seen. You could hear pulsing beneath the waves as something moved around underneath you. You could see small lights in the distance flickering. And you would hear a very loud yawn coming from the abyss beneath you. And around your neck would still be that blue amulet from your previous dream. and you'd wake up.
Understood.
Or Moravaint. You would wake up sitting at the base of a tower's worth of rubble. You'd be bleeding and aching, crawling along broken shards of volcanic glass. And you'd get more and more cut the further you crawl. When you finally did manage to peek your head up, you could see your home completely in ruins. Every building has been razed to the ground. Shards of obsidian and jade scattered amongst the dirt. And in the distance, you could see giant glowing yellow crystals. The Imperial strongholds. And then, for Midas. You would see a small village in the middle of the woods with no one around. It looked completely abandoned, as if no one has been here for weeks. When you started looking through the houses, you could see that everything had been abandoned very quickly. You could see the fires that had crumbled with food still above them. And when you did finally step back outside and look up, you would see a large cloud of black salt descending on the forest. And you would wake up. When you all did leave your rooms, you would find that it was about midday. Most of the day had passed while you slept. And most of the bar patrons had left by this point. The few that were there, the drunkards.
Sit at the bar top and buy a round for everybody.
I will accept the round.
Thank you.
You accept the round. After a while, you would hear a quick knock at the door, and the door would open, and you would see your favorite Finn standing in the doorway, the owner of the bar, whose name escapes me at the moment. I've been having that trouble today.
I don't think I wrote his name down, so.
I have it in here somewhere.
Who is it?
The
guy that owns the
owner
other
of
bar?
Yeah.
Stevenson.
Stevenson, that's right. Sorry, I have a couple different sheets for names. Stevenson would step into the bar and say, "Hey, Imperials."
I would lift my head.
I don't.
You, came by to have a chat recently? The Prince? Matteo?
Yeah.
He, asked for you to swing back by.
Nice. I needed a little good news today. Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah. Apparently the orcs did well on the ship. He wanted to have a chat with you.
Now that is some good news.
I
Thank
thought
you,
so.
my friend.
Of course. He would walk over to Mesquite and they would have a little chat before he starts leaving. Is there anything anyone is wanting to do?
Other than breakfast, I got nothing. I'm still reeling.
Well, I'd like for us all to decide about the Shard of Chaos.
Moravaint, did you have a dream about it?
I had a dream of back home. a tale that my father once told me.
Anyone have a mirror?
A mirror?
Yeah.
I actually don't know if anyone has a mirror.
I mean, I don't have a mirror. You could use your sword if you want to cheat or like.
Midas does have a mirror.
I was gonna say, I think I do. Yeah, I do have one.
Midas
So
doesn't.
Matteo.
May I for a moment?
Absolutely.
Just looking at,
Yeah.
feel my face a bit, and then put it down. Thank you.
And you, Matteo?
I don't know. I like that ocean idea. Going by the water to do the whole thing. I like the water.
We know that they mold themselves to each of us. Why don't we both try to wield it?
I mean, we could test.
Suppose it's a fair thing to try.
That, and I think out of everything, it gives us a chance to have two opinions as to how it feels, I guess.
It's worth a shot.
Should we do that before or after meeting your prince?
He can wait.
I'm starting to think Matteo has a problem with authority. All right. So you decided.
Oh,
to
really?
go to the
Says
ocean?
Snowbell.
You're just now thinking that?
So you're all heading for the ocean?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, you step outside into the pouring rain.
Even
better.
better.
I want to look around for the stupid fucking gnome.
Damn.
Also,
Fuck, you're right.
You
I
see
agree.
no stupid fucking gnomes.
Look up to the clouds. Does it look unnaturally circular?
Does it look unnaturally circular?
It stretches to the horizons as far as you can see.
Okay, it's just normal rain. Well, to the beach, anyone?
seems like a lovely day for a swim.
Mm-hmm.
You head out to the beach. Are you wanting to stay away from the city or go towards it?
Away.
All right.
Yep. Oh wait.
Not gonna get interrupted by a fin.
But not like what was the Imperial camp west? Is that what you
Oh,
said?
it's east. Sorry, I did say west, but it is east.
But that was that was far.
It's
east.
far. Like you're talking like weeks.
Okay, no problem. All right, then that doesn't matter.
All right. Then you travel down to the coastline. And the longer you're out, the stronger the rain would get. When you do reach the beach, you can see waves that would knock over smaller ships.
Wow.
I don't think we should go into the water.
Yeah, no. Stay on the beach.
We definitely don't need to now, but yeah.
Matteo first.
I assume we did just grab the shard of chaos from Teddy.
Imagine we didn't.
I assume
we just walked down here without it just for shits and giggles. I thought you grabbed it.
No. This is gonna be a swim contest between Matteo and Marivin. Sorry, fuck.
That's how we decide. I don't like the dice that just got randomly rolled, but that's how we decide who gets it. We swim for it. The two
contest.
least athletic people in the party.
Oh
I
yeah,
will
no,
just
no,
be
no.
like
There's
Jesus
one
and walk
person
on
in
the
your
water.
party who's worse at swimming.
me and my
Who can escape worse? That's who gets it.
swim.
He doesn't need to swim, he can walk along the bottom of the ocean, and I'll just put a dome around him so that he can breathe.
He sink automatically.
He's like a hippo.
In fact, just for fun, just for shits and giggles, bam, -11.
You drown.
You immediately sink to the bottom of the ocean, and you can no longer hold your breath.
Great. Ain't that funny?
I got
Anyway.
the absolute value of your roll.
Well, Moravaint, or sorry, Matteo.
I will hand over the Shard of Chaos on a cerulean platter.
As you hold out the platter, you would all hear a sudden strike of thunder.
That's fucking.
Oh.
And in a flash of light, you would see a bolt of lightning going
Oh,
sideways between you.
And the Shard of Chaos is gone, isn't it?
Currently being held in the hand of a small gnome a few feet away.
Of course.
Yeah.
Uncle.
Can I just swipe it? Like, what the fuck?
That's what the roll was a combat maneuver check.
God fucking damn it. Alright.
What? I can't. Like, there's no acrobatics or anything that I could perform to try and.
That's what the roll
No,
was.
his was a steal check. He did a check.
Uh-huh.
I rolled it a few seconds before we got there because I didn't want anyone to wonder what it was if he failed. Because, you know.
And none of us can do like a steal, like to try and steal it from him.
You could, but I mean, like, you literally just saw him. Like, this is the start of a social thing. It's not combat yet.
Oh.
Unless someone were to say, I draw my sword right now.
Please, God, don't be combat. I beg of thee.
We can't kill him.
We're not to combat yet.
Harold,
He,
was it?
He's standing a few feet away from you, looking over the shard very curiously. And he would look back and say, yeah, Harold, the Harold. Where did you find this? I haven't seen one of these in years.
You're the friend of Teddy's, correct?
Yeah, old friends. Very, very old friends. Why do you ask? Oh, sorry, I was just told I wasn't coming through well. Yeah, old friends. Why do you ask?
Would you, by chance, also be friends with Quake?
Oh, he never really liked me much. I was always too chatty. He always preferred people who were quieter, you know, softer. Plus, I can't really hold my liquor, you know? Like, you have a drink or two, and... Well, look at me, I'm tiny. If I had one of his drinks, I'd be falling over by the end of the night.
Well,
you know, it's not very fun when, like, you have, like, 8 drinks and your buddy only has 1, your buddy's passing out. Well, I'm the buddy. I have 1, I'm, like, already passing out, so I'm not really that fun to drink with.
Yeah, well, Harold, why couldn't you just show up and ask us about the shard? Why'd you have to take it?
Oh, because I wanted a good look at it, and, well, he's an Imperial. He's not going to give it to me.
that's...
No. You know, if
fair.
you weren't as
Fair
fucking
point.
shady as you are, maybe he'd be willing to let you see it.
I mean, you could have waited till I got it, and then I would have showed you. I ain't
You know,
Imperial.
I actually might believe that, but to be completely honest, I trust you less than the Imperials, Matteo.
Cool.
Wow.
Moravaint would kind of snicker.
I can't even argue with that. That's fair. That's smart.
Yeah.
Well-
don't worry, I'm not here to steal it. I just wanted a better look, you know. I can't see it all the way from over there. I mean, I can see you, but I can't see it. You know, it's tiny.
Well, now that you have it, what do you think about it?
Oh, I think it's interesting. It's an old one. It's a really old one.
We're trying to learn a little bit more about it. Teddy's words have inspired me, in a sense, I suppose.
Inspired you? Oh, that is interesting. And he would sit down on the sand.
I would.
I'd sit down with
walk
him.
towards him a little bit.
How can you tell it's old, Harold?
You can't?
Nope, afraid not.
No.
Can I tell how old it is?
No.
I didn't think so.
It looks like a rock.
Fair.
How can you tell?
You can just tell. I mean, it's awake. It's alive. You can hear it, can't you?
Sure can't.
What's it
Been
saying?
locked in a lattice for the last couple days.
Well, it's not like saying words or anything. It's not like it's speaking. It doesn't have a language. If it did have a language, that'd be even more interesting. No. It's nothing like that. It's it has what do you say? Empathy.
A feeling.
Empathy.
Empathy. It feels what you feel, and you can feel what it feels.
What's it feeling?
Confused. Kind of like me right now. How did you not know that?
It's an empath.
Oh.
I have never personally wielded a shard, though I have been near them.
Well, I've never had one of my own, but I've had friends who had them. I mean, you knew that. You know Teddy used to have them.
I believe Quake did as well.
Oh, yes, Quake was very proud of his.
Yet he left it?
Oh, no, I took it from him.
Did you also take Teddy's away from him, or?
No,
He
Teddy
said that he
gave
hid
it
it.
away. He didn't give that to me. Though I'm not too happy that he kept it.
Why's that?
Oh, because he's not supposed to have it.
What do you mean?
Well, he betrayed. He can't have it anymore.
Betrayal?
Betrayed who?
I'm sorry. He retired.
Oh.
I like that.
Huh. Fair enough.
No. He was given that. It was his tool. He can't
Oh.
take it with him when he retires.
Well, Harold, would you like to stick around while we decide who gets that Shard of Chaos?
Oh, well, I'll be
So
around either
far.
way. You may as well see me. And he would toss it back in between you.
What did he say? I'm sorry.
He said, well, I'll
said-
be watching either way. You may as well see me. And he tosses it between you.
I'll try to catch it.
I will put my hand under his on the off chance he misses.
All right. Well, Matteo catches the shard. I was waiting to see if Moravaint was going to fight you for it. All right.
Let's have some fun with this.
What does it feel like?
It feels like a piece of obsidian. Like that extremely, extremely smooth, like volcanic glass. It's extremely cold, but besides that, not much different than any other rock.
Matteo is gonna kind of.
Once Matteo gets it, can I like do a sense motive, not on Matteo, but on Harold to see what he's feeling?
Absolutely.
Like,
Give us an bonus.
Alright.
Please do, actually.
That's scary.
I'm gonna look over because I was expecting this already. I'm gonna look over to Harold and say, "All right, where's the shard?"
You all look at Harold, and he is slowly bouncing side to side like a child watching their favorite show.
Look, I was a fucking stream magician for fucking years. I know these tricks. Where's the shard?
You're holding it. You should be able to feel it, can you not?
Don't play games with me,
What
buddy.
did my sense motive check reveal? Like just that he's bouncing around?
Yeah, you see nothing besides excitement on his face.
Hearing Mateo's words, I'm going to very curiously look at the quote-unquote shard. Do you want me to do a perception to see if that's actually the shard or not?
Sure. Give me perception. That is definitely the shard.
Matteo, he's not lying.
But there's like no reaction between Matteo and the shard? Like
Matteo
taking place?
grabbed the shard, no immediate reaction.
Can you focus?
I'm not buying it.
How would they get around a perception check? Like to like
If
how
I
would...
rolled low.
Yeah, if you roll low enough, you get false information.
Oh.
Matteo, may I take a look at it?
Yeah.
But like I also have like a higher perception. Like could I? Are
I'll take a look.
we all rolling perception checks?
Yeah, looks like it. Marivin, looking at it, you can't tell if it's the same shard or a good fake.
I guess I'll roll perception, even though I'm like fucking 100% certain it's not.
No, looking at it, it's definitely the shard. Both Midas and Matteo, you recognize it. It's definitely it.
Okay.
I hate that only one of us got a different answer.
Does it feel magical when looking at it?
Just looking at it, no.
I would
Does it
like
have
to hold my hand out to take it from Matteo.
I'll hand it to him. It's not the fucking shard.
I feel like we should avoid having the cube situation again. So I'm just gonna say this: Moravaint can very easily check with his magic. It is the shard.
Okay.
Okay.
It did nothing with me, so evidently it doesn't want me. Which weirdly is actually wait, no, if it's not doing anything, that's a good thing.
Is it
Wait a
doing
minute.
anything for me?
We don't want it to.
Well, you handed it
is-
over to me. I don't know if it had any immediate reaction.
It is
Oh,
not.
okay.
It is not immediately reacting to you either.
Maybe the shard is just feeling calmer?
Inadequate.
Or
Well,
Harold
shit.
took
I
the
mean,
power out of it.
if we're all just passing it around, like shit,
I'm about to say, pass it around. It's
Why
Either-
not?
see what happens.
either Harold took the power out of it and it's nothing, or it doesn't want to talk to us. Either way.
Yeah, I'm about to say. Why don't we all just?
Yeah,
I'm
hand it
saying this
over.
out loud, by the way. I don't trust
Yeah,
Harold
yeah.
for a second.
Yeah.
I know a swindler when I see one.
Before... Actually, Midas, do you want to touch it first?
No, you go ahead.
Great. Before I do, I'm just going to take my warpick and longsword and throw them on the ground quick, and then grab it.
You grab it. I'm going to send a question to everybody really quick. I
Oh,
sent
boy.
it to. I sent it to
Did not see it, I'm sorry.
you already. If you would answer it, I'm going to send one to each of you. And I want these answers to be, answer as best you can, honestly, because it does affect a couple of things.
I'm sorry.
there-
Would
No, you're
my
good, you're
thing
good.
have changed based on the question? I did not see you ask that.
To clarify, I don't know which of the two things you mean for that answer.
Oh, I didn't read properly.
No, you're good.
The lower one.
Okay. Okay. All right. No, it would. It would not have changed the reaction to any of you. Whenever you get it, Karter, you don't actually feel much of a reaction. It's slightly calming. Think like I don't know if you know what a wish stone is, the concept of it, but it's you get a bit of that idle twitch, like wanting to rub the stone.
Fuck it, we ball. Oh, palm it a bit.
Harold would chuckle slightly and go, "So, you throw your weapons away the moment you go to pick one up? That's interesting."
Well, I can't cast without those.
You can cast it all.
What? You can't tell?
Ha ha.
No, I just didn't believe it. I thought all the Imperial Guards were, well, worthless.
Okay, look.
Indeed.
I appreciate a bit of theatrics every now and then. What's your game?
Oh, no game. I just find it entertaining.
Why so?
So you haven't done anything to the shard?
Why would I? It'd be like spoiling a TV show.
Why would you tell us if you did?
Why would I tell
Midas, here you are.
Why would you tell us anything? Stop asking him questions. He's not going to give us any straight fucking answer. He's just going to confuse us. I know swindlers.
If you say that, I can leave.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
and take whatever you stole back with you? Sure.
Or I can stay.
Stay for now, Harold.
Okay.
Midas, here you are.
Alright, I'd take the stone.
Pick my weapons back up.
You take the stone. Midas? It isn't very often that your bloodline acts up.
Oh, uh-oh.
Ugh.
You can feel the electricity in your blood stirring slightly.
Uh-huh.
That's
And, is that it?
That's it.
I feel the electricity in my blood stirring slightly. Can I sense motive, like, with the shard?
No, you wouldn't have any way of doing that at the moment.
If I may, Soul, do I know anything about shards that they can calm? Anything like... Or actually, I'll just address the group first. While I don't think Harold stole it, I do think he affected it. And with Harold saying that it can feel, and that it could feel his emotions, and that he could feel its, I think Harold's demeanor might have calmed the shard in a way. Because obviously it's not fighting as much.
Hey, Harold.
Yes.
I assume you... Oh, hang on. Actually, hold on. I gotta back up, because I don't actually remember what Teddy said, and I don't want to say anything meta. Disregard anything I was about to say.
Right.
You got it, boss.
Moravaint, if you can put it in your lattice one more time in an attempt to contain it.
Sure. I'll make like a half dome of lattice for him to put it in.
Is it fighting you as much?
It reacts the same way as it was before.
No difference.
These things should be flying to find someone to wield it, though.
Can I
But it
take
isn't.
a look at it again?
Move it over to him.
I'll pick it up again and just kind of, I don't know. Hold on.
It created something so dangerous, and yet is so harmless.
I'm gonna do something real fucking weird. I'm gonna try and channel my magic through it and see if that does literally anything.
Unironically, that was my next idea.
When you try to channel your magic into it, you would find... Imagine trying to pump a large reservoir through a small pipe.
Golf ball through a garden hose.
Square peg in a round hole type thing. Got it?
You're able to push magic into it, but it is like pushing back. Like you're able to force some in, but it's not wanting to accept it.
What does it change how my magic looks?
It doesn't seem to be doing anything with your magic. Like you're like putting it in, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like if you were charging a staff. It feels somewhat like you were charging a staff, but you're trying to force the magic in.
Got it. And I assume it's not taking.
It's not wanting to.
Got it. I'm gonna stop doing it and just be like, sorry, was curious. I say to the stone.
You know, I'm also curious if I may.
I'll
Sure.
do it after.
Great. Put my weapons back on the ground and grab the shard. Try and use it as... Wait, no, that's specifically metal weapons, isn't it?
Yeah, you'd have to have your weapons.
Why don't you have your shield?
Never mind.
I was saying, why don't you try?
Oh, yeah, my
shield.
my shield works as a weapon. Fucking... I don't know, face away from the group and cast a destructive blast.
You try to cast through it. Unlike Matteo, your magic is not so harshly rejected. However, I will say that once you start trying to cast with it, it would quickly absorb some of your magic, like a sponge that had touched water.
Don't like that.
Go ahead and lose a spell point. The spell doesn't come out.
Huh. Damn, it just
Alright.
took my spell point, and that's not something that doesn't take spell points.
All right, and then Moravaint.
I would create 2 walls, one of my magic and one of my lattice, before sending my magic through it to see how it would affect both.
All right.
And
hold
to
on.
clarify,
Allow me to refresh my
walls-
definitions here. Allow me to clarify. Your magic, right?
Yes.
Your personal magic, your oath-bound magic, is powered by your oath. Your lattice is powered by your...
By my class. It is supernatural.
It is supernatural. Yours comes from your bloodline?
Yes,
right?
because
That's
my
where you get
father
your-
has it
yes,
as well.
Yes. I'm going to say it reacts to both the same way.
Really?
Yes.
And what's the reaction?
It's trying to push back against the magic as well.
Okay. Why don't I try? Could I just see like if it enhances my attacks or anything like that? Like, I don't
do
know
not
if you. Could you put me in like a box, Moravaint?
I can
And,
put him in a
like-
box.
Yeah, put me in a box.
I'll put him in a box.
Put me in a box with it.
Oh, I want to try something after you're done if this works. Now I'm having fun with this. I'm curious.
It's the cube again.
It's
You
so
haven't-
strange to me.
Harold slowly kicks his legs like a child watching.
You
a
having
show.
fun over there, Lightning Hands?
Oh, I'm loving this.
Because it's entertaining or because we're stupid?
Well, can't it be both?
Both
Maybe
are
not.
the best.
Maybe you're not so bad. You ever consider joining the circus?
You know, I have, but I always thought it'd be a waste of my time and my talents.
You definitely fit in.
Yeah, you would.
Okay, so if
You
he
ever
puts
change your
me
mind, get in contact with me.
if he puts me in the cube with
The cube.
the shard of chaos,
With you.
yeah, I'm in a cube. Can I roll like a public like attack or something to see if it's enhanced or how does that work exactly?
I can tell
Actually-
you that having it physically, I'm gonna just assume that you're trying to attack with it. It does not appear to make any difference as to your physical abilities at the moment.
No, does not appear to change any of my physical attributes.
It does
As he
not.
attacks the shield, does it affect how it reacts to my shield at all?
Let me ask you this question. Are you smacking the shield with your weapons, or are you smacking it with the Chaos Shard? Are you just banging the rock?
I planned on using my weapons.
No, it would have no effect. And before you ask, if you bang it against the wall, it's gonna reject the magic, just like it does resting on the wall.
Alright.
Just to go on record and answer that
No.
question for you.
Proceeds to throw the shard at the wall. What happens?
Is it safe to say we're going to spend the next half hour experimenting?
Absolutely.
Probably.
Yes.
All right. Through these various experiments, let me put it this way, actually. Through experimenting, I think it's safe to say everyone can get a knowledge check related to it. So, why don't everyone pick out a knowledge check that you would, or a knowledge thing that you would like to check for?
Well, the only thing I have knowledge of is local.
I think that's okay.
Yeah.
So my thing is, I was gonna try and talk to it and see if I could get it to like respond.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, how are you going to go about doing that?
I was gonna apologize for trying to shove lawful magic into it because I am not used to artifacts being alive. And then I'm going to ask it to show me what it wants me to do, because I am curious to see what it is capable of and what it wants. Because clearly it's an intelligent object of some kind. And
Matteo gets the box.
Yeah, please, put me in the box. For safety reasons. I want to I want to be very polite and cordial with it.
And I'm good at 2 for religion anyway, because that's the only one I could do for that.
I'll do nature. Well, actually, so are these natural technically?
Some of them are naturally occurring. They do have some ties to natural things. Go ahead and do the check.
Okay.
Midas, you're not able to find anything with
Yeah,
that.
no shit.
Me too.
Hey, I'm sorry, it was an actual check thing. As for Moravaint, these sometimes take significant amount of times to actually bind to a person.
Yeah.
The reduced effects could be from them not fully attuned yet.
Oh, we have to fucking attune with it. We're idiots.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it could also be like one thing that we're just fucking running a train on it and tossing around.
I don't like that phrasing.
Describe it like that, please. I'm begging you.
Yeah, not much a fan.
I couldn't say it any other way.
Marivin, this particular shard, seeing how it's reacting in this area, and throughout the woods, and having experimented with some time, you would be reminded of what it did down in the cave. It seems to have a natural attachment to plant life.
Well, while Matteo is talking to it, I'm gonna go grab a couple,
Also,
like a leaf or some shit.
what do I roll for that? I don't know.
For communicating with it,
Actually, I should.
in this context.
Also, just ask Harold to go grab like a tree or
Can
something.
I
I'll just
build
knock one
rapport
down.
with the? Can I build rapport with the Chaos Shard?
That's a hilarious
Okay,
statement.
I don't know what I would actually make this skill, but because this is a time to use it, and I feel like it kind of works, I'm gonna go with linguistics.
Really? Okay, I'm fine with that.
Are there any trees nearby, by the way?
The fucking. Huh?
No, I have a reason in my head for this. Give me a linguistics check.
Blind?
Confusing
Blind,
the
yeah.
GM.
Can I build
I just
rapport
don't
with
know.
the
I don't know what check you would do, but I also I don't know. I was so lost.
There's a very specific reason why I was going to allow linguistics.
I didn't think it'd be audible.
I'm gonna say that whenever
Whoops.
you start talking to it,
Seduce it.
I'm not.
you would see interesting faces on Harold's face as you said different things to it.
Okay. Also, I'm not seducing the shard. That's not the kind of rapport I'm trying to build.
Are there any trees nearby?
What? Yes, there are, but let me ask one more question. What languages do you know, Matteo?
Me? I know Common, Elven, Infernal, Orc, and apparently I'm supposed to know one more. I don't know why that's a thing.
Because you leveled up your linguistics and you should have
Yeah, you right. Let's go with something that makes sense.
Herodian.
No,
Infernal?
that's meta.
I know.
Infernal?
I already have Infernal.
In your region, I'm trying to think of what else would be there.
Draconic?
You have Infernal. Abyssal would have been common in your region.
I'll go with Abyssal.
Okay. You should have one more, I think.
I got 5.
Oh, okay, okay, that is all. You're right. I was
Okay.
thinking for some reason you had one more from your race. You're human. You do not. All right. So, I would say the reaction from Harold comes only once you start speaking Abyssal.
Okay. I would pick up on that and just continue speaking Abyssal to it from then on out.
You continue speaking Abyssal. Let me get one more linguistics.
Oh, fuck. I'm making leeway.
A leeway. Isn't that a city in Genshin?
I'll kill you.
Not if I get to myself first.
As you continue talking, you would hear Harold start to giggle.
Oh.
Alright, are we getting some plant life? To see what happens?
Yeah, I walk back over with a leaf, and if I may, Matteo.
Sure. I will
Great.
gently hand it to him.
Ask
Now that I
Harold.
know it's fucking sentient, apparently.
Fucking press the leaf to it gently.
You press the leaf to it gently.
Nothing happened.
You're pressing the leaf to it gently.
Okay. You know what?
I can feel the fucking squeezing of the temples.
Just in case, speak Celestial to it. Ask it how it's
It fucking
doing.
explodes.
Ask it how it's doing.
Is it,
Having a good day, little
Celestial, to be clear, what kind of Aasimar were you?
Angelkin?
I'm an Archon.
Whenever you start speaking to it in Celestial, you could just see Harold roll his eyes and lay back.
Do you know something we don't, Harold? Well, actually, what do you know that we don't, Harold?
Well, for one, I know more languages than you.
About the shard.
Ah, cool. Good to know. And then I'm going to call him a cunt and infernal.
He would slowly turn to the side, look at you, and respond to you in perfect formal Abyssal. And say right back at you.
Give him a smile and a thumbs up. I don't know about y'all, but I'm starting to warm up to him.
My
I like
Archon
Harold.
friend?
I'm liking Harold more and more.
I like Harold. Moravaint, here you are.
I was gonna
What do
say.
you want me to do with it?
I was gonna say, why don't we Harold? You've seen us make asses of ourselves for a long enough time now. Why don't you show us how to make this thing work?
Make it work. You speak about it like you think it's. Well, I was
It
going
is
to
an
say a
intelligent
sword, but
thing.
you may think of it as a sword. It's how do I put this in a way that you would all understand?
Yeah. Like I'm
when you all go to
3 years old.
When you all go to the bar and you're looking for your honeys, do you all go for the same one?
Depends on who's in the bar.
Can't.
Well, I can tell you one thing. I don't bring all my friends and all go after the same girl.
It's a fair point.
So,
Well,
You're all
You know-
speaking to this lovely chunk of glassy obsidian, and you're all going after it. It doesn't know which way to go. It takes some time. You know, you need some romance, some killing. It takes some time.
okay. I've heard enough. Thank you, Harold. Appreciate it.
Harold,
Why do?
Harold,
No, please, keep going.
Hold
This
on,
is fucking
hold on.
phenomenal.
Harold, if I may,
You shard on a date.
you've spoken to the shard. Do you have any opinions about who it might like?
Well, at the moment, there's only one person here who actually knows how to talk to one. But I don't think you're going to give it to me.
God damn it, Harold.
May
No,
I request?
I will say, I think you should give it to the devil. I think that'll be very entertaining.
I think I'm fine with that. Harold thinks that. I'm fine with it. Let him keep it for a while. Let's see how it warms up to him.
I'm
He
fine
would
with it.
He would turn back to Matteo and say, in perfect abyssal, I'll be waiting to see which bodies drop.
Hopefully not ours.
I will await your next visit, my friend.
I'll be around. I'm sure you were told how to look for me, right?
I would have point up.
Unfortunately not.
Well, I think Moravaint's figured it out.
It's where the storm is.
You should go over to Beachcrest, by the way. Jasper's still waiting for you.
Oh,
That's
shit!
our next. That's our next stop.
Oh, and I would hurry. You wouldn't want to leave your friends waiting, Matteo.
Yeah. I got you.
No, it's been very nice meeting you all. I'm sure we'll see each other around.
I'm sure.
Of course.
I hope that next time you have something a little more entertaining for me. I've been awfully bored lately.
If you want to go
Hey,
looking for a dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, the
I'm
next
sure
time
you
we
know.
find a shard of chaos, I'll shove it up my ass for you, Harold. How about that?
Matteo also loses it.
That's a fucking golden one.
Mateo's like laughing into his hat.
Well, that sure is something.
Oh my god!
I'm so sorry, Jesse.
I did not expect that from you. Holy shit! He's gonna put his hat back on. All right, I'm good.
We're just a bunch of little guys.
Ugh.
Oh, okay then.
Oh. Moving swiftly the fuck on. Jesus.
Stop laughing! That hurts.
So Matteo,
Huh?
who are your friends?
My friends? Oh,
Oh,
just some guys back home. We have just some associates. Business I work for. With
Okay.
around. You ever been to the City of the Damned?
Nope.
Good. You'd hate it.
I probably would.
Well,
You got oaths against dentists. Now I'm gonna shove a shard of chaos up my ass. Why do you have such fucking bangers?
God
Well,
damn.
Harold would stand up, brush himself off as if he was worried about the sand as he's being poured on by rain. Before he would wave to you and say, "I'll see you all next time." And with another flash of lightning, he would be gone.
I don't know who has the rock right now. We've been passing it around a lot.
I think you
It's
had it
currently in
last.
my hands.
Moravaint.
Oh, Moravaint? Well, but we all decided that Mateo's gonna hold on to it, right?
For a while, yeah.
Alright.
Alright.
I guess I will take the stone and just kind of have it in my hands.
I'd put it in a pocket.
That's it. Yeah, fair.
Or a backpack.
Backpack might be safer.
Yeah.
We are traveling into,
Actually, I know what I'll
Oh.
do. I'll hide it in a secret compartment on my cane.
That's a fantastic idea. Put it under the hat.
I like to. No, that's hilarious, but no. What?
Courtesy
His
of Jesse.
His power comes in his hat. No, no. I'm gonna There's like a little hinge on the a little hidden hinge on the top of it where the big red stone is. It'll flip up, and I'll put the shard and the little stone in my cane in the little. You know what I mean? I'm putting it in a
Yeah.
compartment under the big gem on the top of my cane.
Okay. Ratatouille.
Name's
Alright, so we're going to Beachcrest, and he's attuning with the Shard of Chaos.
Yep.
Guess so. I am also going to meet with my fellows.
Are we all going along while you meet with your guys?
Just
Or are
in
you
case.
doing that? What is it?
Oh, why is that?
Oh,
Why is that?
Because you're not involved in it and they don't trust easily.
Well, I don't think the Shard of Chaos should necessarily be leaving the group.
Especially if you're walking around Beachcrest.
I mean, I can handle myself.
But if it attunes to you in the middle of talking with someone,
Attuning typically takes at least 1 business day.
Okay,
Oh,
then it's
okay.
fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
a business. So
thanks
like,
God.
It was Harold.
Thank you,
how long
Harold.
He was
is this
Harold.
open?
Thank you, Harold.
You can't
You hear a
attune on the
booming voice from the
weekends!
sky. It will take 24 hours.
Okay.
It will take 2 to 3 business days, but it's the weekend, so you're fine. Chaos.
Thank God it's a Saturday.
The forces of chaos do not observe the weekends.
Does the
Weekends
force
for
of
the
chaos
boys.
observe the Sabbath?
The forces of chaos have holidays too. They're not animals.
Oh my God.
Alright, so
Chaos
we're
will
all
declare this
basically
Labor Day.
splitting we're going our separate ways at Beachcrest.
I
Yeah,
don't have anything specific I need to do. I will be right back. You guys continue.
I do actually. Is that guy that puts in orders to the cubes in town?
Is the cube man there?
Is he here at this exact moment? No. Calendar would say no, but he'll be here in like a couple days. Why?
Okay, I might actually put in a request for like a kind of like a hitting blade, like a Midas had.
Okay.
I need something to attach to my armor for if I get disarmed.
Okay. I forgot the exact gold cost. It was like 15, wasn't it, or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would it be
Or-
what I have listed for its price right now?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, no, yeah, it only cost me 15, but the value you have at 70 gold pieces for whatever reason. Yeah, you have the value at 70 gold pieces on the spring blade. I don't know why.
It shouldn't be that high.
No, it was only 15.
It's 15. It's 15.
Okay, is it a
But
dex
yeah,
weapon?
I'll sell this for 70 gold pieces. That's fine.
It is not worth 70 gold pieces. I don't know why it's saying that.
Is it a dex weapon?
It is. It can be. It's a finesse weapon.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I can use strength with it. Got it.
Finesse.
Great.
I'm back. What did I miss?
Not
Has
much.
has Mahonia returned yet, or are they still off on
They're on
their?
their trip.
Do we know how long that is?
A day or two.
Like to find where they find these roots.
They
Why?
said they'd be gone for a day or two.
Yeah. Okay.
They found it by the creek, not too far from here. I think they pointed it out when we first left.
If you remember that, that probably happened. I was trying not to mention it because I couldn't remember whether it was said or not.
I remember.
They
it.
grow along the creek, but if you were going to harvest a large amount, you'd have to go further
Okay.
to actually answer your question.
But
have a
if
couple for now,
if I just wanted to harvest like the amount that Marivin bought, would that be possible just by the
yeah,
creek?
it would take like an hour up there. Yeah, it's not hard to get your hands on.
I'd like to do that.
All right. Well, it'll take it's about a day's travel like to go out and do.
Oh, it's a day's travel to get to that creek.
Yeah,
I
like to
got
go
you.
out, grab the stuff, and come back. It'd be about a day. But I mean, you can
Okay.
do that today if you want, like while they're doing the other stuff.
I'll say I'm not doing anything else. I wouldn't mind going and doing that.
All right, cool. I will
Do you
say,
know- yeah.
you probably don't have the skill for harvesting that, so it'd probably be a
Oh, okay. That's a
Um,
skill issue.
it
Skill
is
issue.
partially a skill issue. You could do it. You're just going to have a hard time, I think. You can try. It may not work out the best.
What skill like is that?
there's two. It's either profession herbology or craft alchemy.
Right.
You could make a check for it. It's just there's a chance that it
That I come back with fucking nothing.
yeah, because you have to actually go out and find it and properly harvest it and all those things.
What about survival?
I'm not gonna worry about that. Or yeah, if it's a survival check, I'd do that. I got.
For herbs and things like that is specifically either craft alchemy or profession herbology.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I think I'll just wait for Mahonya to get back.
It'd be that, or you'd have to hire someone to come out and help you.
Yeah.
How much would that cost to hire someone?
Probably not as much as you think. I think it's like a gold a day for that kind of thing.
I'd pay that.
How much are the roots worth?
If you actually went and hired somebody and convinced them to come with you, and you protected them, like you spend your entire day helping them out,
Yeah.
you could get the harvest and protect them. I would say probably, we'll say 1 gold to go out. They'll have probably about 2 hours. I'll make a proper check for them and see how much they harvest.
That sounds good to me.
All right.
1 gold.
Yep. All right. And while I find the exact DC on how much that's worth, what are the rest of you doing?
Is there a way to make money with perception? Anyone need to see some shit?
Anything with perception? No, I don't think that there's a way of you doing it with perception.
I have a profession. I'll make money.
I'm talking
What
to
about
my boys, so.
Are you going to
What
go
about
try to meet the people that are coming from your hometown, or are you going to go see Jasper?
I'll go see Jasper first, because I kept him waiting long enough.
What about intimidation? Could I fucking be a bodyguard for someone?
If you're trying to make money with intimidation, you're trying to mug people.
Yeah.
I meant more stand outside a door and look tough.
You're wanting to become a bouncer?
For a bit.
Well, the Finns don't like you enough, and Ivy is the bouncer there, so no, there's not a place for you to be a bouncer. I would say you're going to be hard-pressed to find intimidation money. Legally. I'll rephrase that. It's going to be hard for you to find intimidation money legally.
I'll use craft again.
Alright.
I'll use scribe.
Private check? Or...
No, it's public.
Okay. E.
Alright, Marivin, you make... Hold on, I forgot the exact... Yeah, you make, Is it weekly or is it daily? Can never remember. I think it's weekly, isn't it? I'll let you do it for the day, but I think it is... Yeah, it's per week. You make 1 gold today, Marivin.
Lovely.
And Moravaint, you would make... I think 3?
I'll take 3.
3. You take 3.
Yay!
Alright. And, while they're doing their various work, Matteo, you go back to the Finn's bar to go see Jasper?
Mm-hmm.
When you, walk into the back, you would see him sitting at his desk and, smiling as he looks over a few folders.
I heard things went well, my friend.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, they did! Your workers were actually pretty devout. I mean, there were a few accidents, but that's always to be expected. They did very well. They actually were coming back for a longer contract.
Good to hear.
It is. I heard some rumors that you had friends coming into town.
I did. I'm probably gonna go meet them after this.
Oh, well, you want to bring them by here? I'd be very interested.
That could be arranged.
Good. I was worried you'd be scared to have us meet them.
Nah.
So, what are all your buddies coming to town for, if you don't mind my asking?
Oh, just, surveying the place, looking around. They want to expand their business over here, and so, coming down to see what, the local layout's like.
Oh, I see. It's a prospect.
Yeah, prospecting, that's the word for it.
And I hate to be so blunt, but are they They're coming from the City of the Damned.
Should be, or at least with the connections there.
Should I be concerned about their loyalties?
I don't think so. We do good business, and I would like to keep it that way.
All right. Well, in that case, I would love to meet them at some point. Oh, and I wanted to congratulate you on making some new friends. You pissed off some very important people in the Dwarven town.
Yeah,
It made you a lot of friends down here, by the way.
I imagine so. Sometimes when I see someone being a dickhead, it's hard for me to keep my mouth shut.
Well, that may not always make you friends here, but in this case, it worked out for you.
People learn to put up with it. I do good work.
So I told you to solve that problem for me. I'd owe you one.
Mm-hmm.
Mind if I asked if you need anything? I don't like to leave debts on the table.
You know, I think I'm good for now, but I'll call it a favor.
Alright. I'll do my best to uphold that. But people come first, even over my personal debts.
Understand. I understand.
Alright.
But I get the feeling this won't be the last time we do business, so...
I do highly doubt. Alright. Well, if you don't need anything else from me, I have to go over to the docks and straighten out a few things. Feel free to grab a drink on your way out, though.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You take care of yourself, Jasper. Oh,
Yeah. Are your friends still avoiding the town?
my friends? I have a lot of friends.
The Imperials.
They're warming up to the place, but yeah. It's a lot of reputation to shed, so they're working through it.
Well,
They're good people.
they made good progress, by the way.
I'll let them know that.
They're probably safe to walk around the streets, during the day at least.
I mean, between you and me, I've seen them fight. They were safe to begin with. But
Well,
I get you meaning.
they get into a fight with one of us, they're gonna have a lot to deal with, but...
You should have seen them in the arena.
Oh, I heard. I heard they brought a Hydra out.
Yeah. They kicked its ass, too.
That's what I heard. But, remind us to take you on a hunting trip in the ocean. You'll see things a lot worse than a Hydra.
I don't
I
like
do
that
like
sentence.
I do like the ocean. Might have to take you up on that sometime. But, for the time being, I gotta go meet some friends, so I will get out of your hair. You stay safe now, friend.
Of course, of course. Have a good day, Matteo.
I will, tip my hat to him and, leave.
You leave. It would not be hard to follow the word on the street to find the, infernals that had come into town. And you'd quickly find out that they were actually camped out just outside of town, on the northeast side. Something about not being welcomed at the front gate or something.
Yeah, that's expected. I will, go meet them.
You go, and you meet them. You would recognize a few of them as being some of the street urchins where you grew up. Just starting to kind of crawl their way out, you know?
Yeah, childhood friends.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they were probably kids when you were like starting.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah. Like these guys are just starting to pay their dues.
Got it. Okay, I understand now.
But they all seem to be in pretty high spirits. A lot of them, I think, are just happy to have a place to sleep and eat that isn't, at risk constantly. But whenever they see you coming out, one of them would go to the back, and you would see one of the higher ups, one of your colleagues from the home office, come out and say, "Matteo." And to clarify, I should have already had a name because I'm an idiot. I swear. Duncan. Duncan.
Donut.
Hello. How you doing, Duncan?
Oh, another day, another $1. We finally got sent out here to see how things were going, see if we could give you a hand.
I appreciate the help. Things are going pretty well on this side of things. I may have made not the best impression on the dwarven leader, but apparently I'm not the only one that shares that opinion, so he might have it in there.
Well, that's good news. The boss himself is wanting to come down before too long.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, suppose I should show you around town. Heard they didn't let you in. Heard they didn't let you into the gate.
Well, they gave us some weird looks, started asking for papers, thought it was best to stay out of the way.
Follow me, I'll show you around.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And as I show them around town, I'm going to inform them of my dealings with Jasper and what's been going on, my plans with the orc tribes and here, and the situation with the dwarven settlement.
Sure, just giving them the full rundown.
Giving them the full rundown of all the bullshit that's gone on.
He would nod along, following, asking lots and lots of questions. Unlike you, Duncan was not really trained to be much of an ambassador. He's more of a logistics specialist more than anything. But as you're walking around town, he even starts pointing out a few of the businesses and saying, like, oh, if we could get in there, and, going through all the things in his head. Towards the end of your relatively long trip, he would pause and kind of look around and say, so, this is where you're wanting to set up?
For now. Seems like a good staging point. There are bigger settlements deeper into the continent that we can get some outposts in, but for now, I like it here. I think it'll be a good place.
As good a place as any, I suppose. All right, well, I'll have the boys get started on full setup, but anything we need to be worried about?
The dwarven settlement still hasn't warmed up to me, so try and keep it on the down low around them. Just, usual rules. Be polite, be respectful, don't take any shit. You'll be fine.
Fair enough. We brought a couple crates of those roots. Is there a local supplier?
Yes, the big tree stump.
Oh, yeah. I was told to be careful around there.
I mean, that too, but I've been, they've been, holding me up there for a while, so,
Yeah, I heard. I just also heard to keep as many, of our people out of there as possible.
Just tell them you're a friend of mine, and I'm sure they'll treat you decently.
Alright, fair enough. Oh, I had some goblin come by looking for you earlier.
Oh?
Yeah.
Must be from the, orcs I've been dealing with.
I guess, little guy was running through, said he was looking for some devil in the area. All I could put together was that he must be talking about you. It didn't sound like there's many of us around.
Yeah, the some of the people over in the orc settlement I've been dealing with aren't the biggest brained.
Yeah, well, I don't speak Goblin. His common was not great.
Eh.
I told him that I didn't know where you were staying, and he went running off.
Alright, I'll pay him a visit soon.
Alright. Well, we're gonna get started on actually setting up. If you could find some actual official work for us to get started, I would appreciate it.
Alright. I'll arrange a meeting with Jasper. He's actually quite excited to meet you all.
Oh, really? Surprising?
Yeah. He's a little bit more accepting than I expected to, but it's been helping us a lot.
Yeah.
Also, helping him foster peace with the nearby orcs did help me get on his good side a little bit.
Well, I'm sure seeing all those warships, it doesn't look like he can afford to have any extra enemies right now.
That he cannot.
Alright, well, I'll make an approach then.
Alright.
Alright, well, you need anything from us?
Not at the moment, but I'll keep in touch.
Alright, perfect. Careful, the boss said he'd be down in a couple of days, and I imagine he's not going to give us warning.
Yeah, he never does.
Nah. Alright. Catch you later, Matteo.
See you around.
He would, start heading back to the camp.
Alright. And I will head back to the tree stump.
Alright. You all collect towards the end of the day. Marivin, on your way back. As you're walking through the town near sunset, you would see, someone dressed in full Imperial garb waiting on one of the street corners.
Oh god. Just walk by, not keep my head down.
As you start walking by, you'd hear him clear his throat.
Just keep walking, not act like I didn't hear him or it was for someone else.
You continue walking by, and he starts following you.
Oh no.
Is he saying anything?
He's not saying anything, but he seems to be trying to catch up to you.
It won't take him long. I'm not very quick.
He takes his time doing so as you start getting towards the edge of the town.
Once we're out of the town, I'll turn around.
Once you're out of the town and turn around, he would lower his hood, and you would recognize it as the face from your dream.
What the fuck?
Touch his face, do it.
Can I help you?
Well, I hope so. Took me a while to track you down.
Who are you?
I don't have a name.
Hate that even more.
Oh, God. Can I make a perception? He holding anything? Is he like hiding a knife or some shit?
He is not holding anything that you can see, but his cloak covers most of his body, and he's wearing black gloves.
About a sense motive.
What color is the cloak?
Full Imperial colors, gold and red.
Oh,
Like,
fuck.
he's not subtle.
Wait, and he was just standing in the middle of town?
Yeah.
Oh.
Nobody was bothering him?
That's what I'm saying.
Can you sense motive?
I don't know if I have enough yet.
I don't know what you'd be looking to ask.
Yeah, no. What do you need?
To deliver a message.
And that is?
You and the priest strayed from your path.
Is that all?
I was told to let you know that you'd be welcomed back in. I was told to let you know you're having a mistake. And I was told to let you know that your decisions are not going unnoticed.
Great. Go home, Imperial. And turn and leave.
As you turn to leave, you hear him collapse.
What the? Oh. Turn around.
Now that he has fallen, you can see parts of his clothes are coming apart, and underneath it, you see just wax beginning to melt.
What?
I hate that.
Hate everything about that.
That's so cool, but I hate that a lot.
Just watch.
You watch as it quickly melts away. The colors begin to fade slightly until even the cloak is made of wax. And there is only one thing that is not made of wax on his entire person. It is
And
a
that is?
small compass covered in runes.
Do I have a little like glass? Would I be carrying like an empty glass?
I don't think so.
A
I don't
bag,
know why
even?
I mean, yeah, you probably have a small bag on you, yeah.
Throw it in your
Okay,
bag.
I'm gonna take first off a bag of wax,
Sure.
and then hesitantly grab the compass.
You grab the compass. As you begin moving around, it'd be very easy to identify. It is always pointed at you.
I hate that.
Well, put it in my pocket and keep moving.
You keep moving.
You got a fucked up mind.
Oh god, gives me the heebie-jeebies.
It's a stun finder! Jesse, no!
Fucking unhinged. That is so fucking funny.
Excuse me?
That is so fucking funny.
That's so good.
Oh, that is golden.
That's fine.
You head back to the stump and you're all able to meet up.
Great. Moravaint,
Yeah?
what's in this bag? And hand him the bag of wax.
Wax.
Well, actually, I want to make sure. So, does he see the wax?
Yes, it is wax. It is, yes.
Okay.
You're not crazy. It is wax.
That's a lie.
Knowing that he's the one handing it to me, can I, like, I don't know, see if there's any magic coming off of it specifically? Because, like, I know he's not magically
That would be
into...
a knowledge check.
I know he has... I'm gonna roll religion, because I know he has magic, so he could probably do Arcana.
I can.
Something that he wouldn't be too familiar with.
Yeah, this is magic. It's Imperial magic.
Yeah.
Specifically, this is a form of magic most commonly used by Imperial Inquisitors.
Oh, God,
That's...
no.
Oh.
They are used to make wax golems.
I would kind of lean back and wherever I was sitting, breathe a heavy sigh and say, if Matteo is pissing off the king, who did you shit in?
Whose cereal
did you shit in?
I had a dream last time we slept. I dreamt about the person that wax once was, or the thing.
As if you were in their shoes.
As if they were me.
my dream
He-
of back home, I'm not entirely sure that I was in my own body either.
No, it was me. We were on the ship. But, watch out for any Imperials.
I don't like our dreams being invaded by them.
Especially since... Ugh.
Yeah. I understand. Well, is there anything I could do with the wax?
If you had enough of it, you could theoretically learn the spell to create a wax golem. But you'd actually have to train, like it would require leveling into.
Who wants some more of it? It's on the side of the road.
It is a, to be clear, it is a form of conjuration.
Yeah, I'm not interested personally, not gonna lie to you. I would kind of push it back towards Marivin. Well, it's all yours.
Just, walk outside, dump it on the ground. Or actually, just fucking chuck the bag in the woods. Fuck that. As hard as possible.
You chuck the bag into the woods.
Hetty is displeased.
Wax is natural, it's fine.
Fucking Inquisitors.
Remind
I did
me-
say most commonly there are other uses for it, that is just the most common.
Yeah, but that would make sense, kinda, in the current situation. Yeah.
Well,
Alright.
I don't like it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean,
I
it's
don't
not
either.
interesting. Okay. I really don't like that. I don't know how to go about that. Did they tell you anything, Marivin?
Something about strain from the path, and we can return when we want.
Moravaint would roll his eyes.
Exactly. The worrying thing is, it was standing in the middle of town and no one was bothering it. That means either it was somehow hidden, which I don't think, or someone created it very close to the time I was walking past. Or it could have just been ignored, but I don't think that would have happened to what it was in full Imperial Guard.
So I assume I used my scribe profession. Was it there when I was heading back to town?
You would not have seen it.
Would I have seen it come off of any of the ships, or would I have been too focused on?
You want to give me a
My
perception check?
Yeah. Why not?
A small ship came in carrying a few Imperials today.
Okay.
Which is not too uncommon. There are plenty of Imperials on the ship, they just typically don't hang around.
Yeah. They normally hop back on and go back, I assume.
Either going back on or leaving town quickly to avoid Finns.
Yeah.
Or, trying to hide the fact that they're Imperial.
Huh. I don't suppose I could tell which direction they headed. I probably wouldn't have been paying that much attention to them.
No, probably not. You were probably busy
Okay.
working.
I'm
Well,
worried. The face that thing had was in the dream, so either,
you're made out of wax.
but it was the exact same face. So either I'm a seer or someone's in my dreams.
Before we fought that giant bone centipede, I did see the eyes of that dragon before. In my dream the night before. Thus my response, that's where I've seen you. Or whatever I said. There's something about this place. This whole continent.
Or maybe we're just psychic. Who knows?
Suddenly?
It was a joke.
Well.
You should find a funny one.
Oh, I get it. I'm just not laughing.
I'm a guardsman, not a comedian.
Leave the jokes to Matteo.
Yeah.
Very well.
Fuck you, I heard that noise.
Let's keep an eye out and keep it at that for now.
Yeah.
If you see any other people in your dreams, or something that's reaching out to you, you might want to run it by us.
Of course.
As it starts getting towards the end of the night, and things, start to get to the point where everyone's getting drunk, people are starting to, wind down, the doors would quickly swing open, and you could see Ivy rushing, trying to step in front of someone, just for all of you to watch a full-blooded devil step into the bar.
Have I come back from my
I
journey?
assume you've been here this whole time. I said you all
Oh
set
shit.
That's
Did
fair.
I
it and let you have a second.
did I what were my how much did I bring back of the
That's right. Hold on. You're right. I should have a number for you. You have enough for you have about 5 routes, about 5 hours worth of route from your little trip.
Alright. How do I add that to my inventory
you
or
have,
whatever?
oh well, here I'll give an actual mark for it. So if you go to your inventory, go to, I guess this would be gear, I suppose. If you hit that little plus sign to create an item, you have 5 lucent roots.
Or thick roots.
Thick roots, yeah. Like this, and then you have 5 of them. There you go.
Wait, did you do it?
Yeah, I just added it.
Oh, okay, got you. You did it under gear. I see.
Yep.
Alright.
Alright, and each one of those is what it takes for a torch to run for an hour, just to be clear.
Yeah.
We have 10 hours.
Yep, total. Between the group of you have 10 hours worth of roots. You all watch as the doors swing open and a full-blooded devil walks into the room.
Is this who I think it is?
It is exactly who you think it is.
Matteo kind of takes his hat off and throws his arms up and says, "Joffrey, how the fuck are you doing?"
Joffrey would walk in and give you that quick one-armed hug, and he goes, "Matteo, it's nice to see you, bud.
Sit down, man. Have a drink with me.
Sounds
Holy
amazing."
shit. It has been too fucking long.
He,
How was the trip?
Oh, well, I have to travel at night most of the time. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
As you sit down, you could see the look on Mesquite's face just drop. And she would quickly tuck into the back. However, Ivy would walk over and pour over some drinks and hand one of them to you and one of them to Joffrey and say, "Next time, don't rush past me." And you see Joffrey just laugh and take the drink. He goes, "But I couldn't wait to get inside. I had to see everybody,
I think I know where you get your disrespect for authority.
Hmm?
I was taught by the best.
Hey, watch it there, Moravaint. I am the authority. Well, maybe not in this room, but most of the time.
Hey, you're fun so far. You're not gonna catch me complaining.
And you shouldn't complain. I bring gifts.
I'm not going to because I know his name, but is no one going to question how he knew Moravaint's name?
Well,
I questioned it in my.
I probably wouldn't have thought about it too much, considering, like, you were so chummy with him.
Fair. Fair
He
point.
would grab his drink, take a big drink, and say, "So, big man's still in the back, I assume."
Yes, he is.
Yeah, well, he won't come out till everybody leaves, but oh well. I heard good things have been going on. I saw the camp out front. I hope they're not going to be out there too long.
No, they shouldn't be. I'm gonna introduce Jasper to them, and they should be things should be a little smoother from then on out. Just growing pains, that sort of thing.
Understand. I haven't met Jasper myself, but I heard he's a fine guy.
He's pretty good. He knows business well. He was very open to our dealings, and he seems very interested in the whole prospect.
Well, that is good to know, but I did hear you made a couple waves over in the Dwarven City. Should I be concerned?
Oh no, I may have had some not so great interactions with the king over there, but from what I hear, he's not the most popular with everyone. But I do have it in with a few people that carry a little more weight.
Fair enough. Just be careful, your actions reflect on the rest of us too,
I know. I'm sorry. Can't help myself sometimes. Dude's a prick. God, he's a prick.
Well, you're from our town. You've seen disappointing nobles before.
I know.
I'm sure
Pisses me
you'll
off every
repair it.
time.
But I brought you something actually while I'm here. You know that little smithing shop? The guy who works with all the crystals?
Yeah.
I had him put something together for you actually. It ain't made of crystals, because I don't think you could wear something that heavy, but I got him to put together something really light for you. Should go on underneath your clothes.
Oh?
Well, yeah, I know that you can't wear armor for shit.
I was always the runt, you know this.
Yeah, well, I heard you got a little roughed up, and if you're gonna be around here, I figured you should have some proper armor.
I appreciate the offer. What do you got for me?
It's Infernal Chain.
Ooh. Been looking
That's
into getting some of that.
Yeah, well, it ain't cheap, but I figured it's worth keeping our emissary alive a little longer.
I appreciate it. I like feeling valued. And he's gonna laugh and take a drink.
I wish I knew what the rest of you wanted. I would have brought special gifts for everybody, but I don't got anything for you.
I suppose I should be a little more polite and introduce my friends. These people are the folks that have kept me alive this long.
Feelings mutual.
Oh, well, trust me, I know plenty about them, but allow me to introduce myself. I'm Joffrey Silvertongue. I'm from the City of the Damned. I'm his boss.
Well, you definitely live up to your name.
What's like Geoffrey wearing, or like what? Can you see
he is
any
wearing
weapons on
full-
him or anything?
You see no weapons. You see full, like, noble's robes, but on close inspection, whenever he lifts his things up and all that, you can hear the clinking of chain underneath it.
So he's wearing some of the same chain that he just gave.
Most likely. He
Yeah.
hasn't given it to him yet, just talked about it.
Okay.
But you actually don't see any weapons on him at all. The closest thing to a weapon you see is you see some pointed jewelry around the tip of his tail. But he would lean over and say, "So, Moravaint, Marivin, and Midas, the three Imperials who came in on a ship and have made a name for themselves so quickly. It's nice to finally meet you all."
Eventually, that name will hold more value than the imperial part.
Well, I do hope so. I mean, with your family, you can't hope to outlive the legacy, can you?
Yeah. Not so
And,
sure I want to.
And don't worry, Midas. I'll keep your family on the down low. And he gives a very obvious wink.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm not smiling or anything. More just glaring.
Oh, come on, come on. You can't be that angry with me already. We just met.
Seem like a smartass.
Well, I'm smart.
Something on you's gotta be.
Emphasis on the ass.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't be the first one to say it, but you'll come around.
I'm sure.
And, Marivin, guardsman, right?
Marivin is not even looking at him. He is staring down at the table and sipping his drink.
I would pat his back lightly and say, briefly.
I see. Didn't have a taste for it?
There's a reason we both left.
Yeah, well, I can't blame you. It's a lot warmer here than it is there. So cold constantly. Sanct may be an effective leader, but he's far from a sweetheart. Tough crowd. Seriously, Matteo, I thought you were a showman. I didn't expect all your friends to be so, restrained.
They can't all be winners. But they're good people. They kept me alive thus far. At least I can owe them as a good word to my boss.
Fair enough. I suppose they haven't complained about you once, and I know what kind of strength that takes.
You haven't been around.
It takes a lot.
Well, I am going to be hanging around for a little while, at least in the area. I hope you don't mind, Matteo. I don't want you to think I'm stepping on your turf.
Nah, I mean, you're the boss.
Yeah, but I told you to come out here and have your own space. I just want to make sure everything's going well. Besides, I heard some interesting rumors. I wanted to come and look into them myself.
Oh, like what?
Did you hear about the archaeological dig they're doing out in the ocean?
I did. I actually have some fun news about that.
Oh, really? What is it?
I set that up.
Really?
Yep. First day I started operating properly, we went onto this old orc settlement. We were doing a job for Teddy originally, but I managed to sweet talk my way into getting some deals between them and the authority here. That's how I met Jasper.
Oh, you set up a team for them.
I did.
Not bad. Well, the archaeological digs have been going on for a little while. It's impressive to set up one team, but they're a lot larger scale than that.
Oh, I'm sure, but I got Beachcrest to work with the local orc tribe. That's got to count for something.
You know what? Not a horrible idea. We're working with some of the orc tribes out east of here too. Nice folks once they calm down.
I found them pretty cordial, all things considered. I met their chief, boss, I don't know. Big guy that heads them all.
Well, I heard some rumors of what they were looking for, and I just had to come and find out for myself.
What are they looking for?
Well, he kind of slowly looks around and leans in and goes, rumor has it they're looking for the crown of the king, the human king.
Oh.
Yeah, big deal. It's what would give Jasper an actual claim to the crown.
That is mighty interesting, actually.
I thought so too. Plus, I mean, Old King had a ton of the old gods on his side too, so there's bound to be some interesting relics.
Definitely something to keep in mind.
I certainly thought so. Hey, if you come across any you want to throw them back our way, I'm sure we have a use for them back home. And if you manage to get a hold of that crown, well, you'd pick who's king. Kind of a big deal.
I'll be sure to send it over.
Anyway, I brought my people with me. Not that I don't trust Duncan, but, you know, I wanted to make sure things are done properly, so you'll have the resources you need to set up here.
Alrighty, sounds good to me.
All right. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna go say hi to my old friend in the back. If he kills me, send my regards to people back home.
I'll do that.
He stands up and walks to the back. The moment he walks into the back is the moment Mesquite walked out of the back.
I respect it.
She walks back over to the bar, pours herself 2 drinks, and sits down. She looks over at Matteo and say, "You know, it was bad enough when there was one of you."
Yeah, I should have given you more warning, sorry.
Yeah, if I never see him again, I'll be all right.
He's not that bad, but I get it.
Well, anyway, I'm gonna be up late, but you guys feel free to turn in whenever, unless you're wanting to stay up and hang out with Horn and Tails over there. Is that true? They're looking for the crown?
Beats me, I never heard about it, but Joffrey ain't the type to lie about that sort of thing.
Well, that would explain all the military ships, too.
Yeah. I don't know.
Just because you have a claim doesn't mean other people are going to roll over and give it to you.
Certainly not, but I don't know. I've seen weirder things happen.
Well, I haven't met Jasper, but if he's helping out Matteo, supposedly he's at least halfway decent.
Well, I've met Jasper before. He's a nice guy. He's honest, cares about his people. It's more than I can say for most leaders. There was a guy who was in charge when Jasper was growing up. Kind of a hard ass. There used to be a lot of fighting in the streets. Jasper calmed it down when he came of age. Old guy is still kind of in charge of at least some of it. Jasper's been trying to take it back for months. Anyway, sorry, local politics. I'm sure I'm boring you.
Politics were never my strong suit. I just let people talk.
Anyway, I wish I could say I had some work for you, but a goblin came through the other day looking for you.
Looking for me? Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
He seemed really scared.
Oh. That's not good.
Yeah, little guy.
I know what I'm doing
really,
tomorrow.
Really well spoken, actually. I was pretty surprised.
Huh. Well, I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Yeah. He found something on the expedition. He didn't want to talk about it, but you know.
Fuck. Alright.
Yeah. Kept saying he was trying to get rid of it and having trouble. Anyway, I thought I should let you know. I wasn't able to help him. He went running out.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. It sounds like he wasn't really with the clan, though. It sounds like your deal is still good. Just personal issue.
Certainly a weird one.
Yeah, I thought so, too. He didn't seem all there. It was like he was off.
Don't like that.
Yeah, me neither.
Appreciate you.
On a somewhat unrelated note, what color were his eyes?
Brown, I think. Why?
Just a personal thing.
Okay. All right. Actually, I think Teddy was wanting to talk to you today. He may be a little distracted now, but he seemed pretty serious.
Alright.
I don't know if
Any-
you want to interfere while he's talking with your boss, but
Oh no, I'll let them catch up.
yeah, well, hopefully it doesn't take too long. I am a little worried there's going to be a dead devil.
Nah.
Here's hoping.
Well, I'm with you, Marivin, but if there's a dead devil, then we're going to have to deal with 2 more that come by to ask why.
And may they perish as well.
Is there
That's
any
what you
way that like I could like get up to like say I'm going to the bathroom or something to try and listen to the conversation that they're having?
In the back?
Yeah,
Uh,
since I have like a higher stealth skill and everything.
yeah, I'd say you could, I would say you could have a, yeah, you could make an excuse and head around the side of the building, probably. They're in the back, you wouldn't be able to go to the bathroom and hear them, but you could probably go around
Right.
outside. Yeah.
Right.
Easy enough. Give me a stealth check.
Stealth. Let's see. Where's that at? There it is. And that's a blind.
Yep.
GM.
You slip out the side and are able to find a really good place to listen in. And you would hear a conversation going on between Teddy and Joffrey. Though it doesn't sound particularly serious. Joffrey seems very, very excited. He's talking. He's telling Teddy all about, the local business and how they're talking about opening up a new tavern. He needs more meat. He's going to pay Teddy a bunch of money if Teddy expands his business. And it's a really good venture. Like, if he can get 1 or 2 more people able to grow the good berries to set it up, like, he's going to make, like, triple the profits. It's all that. And you can just hear the annoyance in Teddy's voice slowly increasing as he's repeatedly saying, go on. Sure. Uh-huh. After a little while, it would slow down and Joffrey would soften his voice. Give me a perception check.
Perception. Got it.
You would hear him talking pretty clearly still. And he would say, if you're going to start letting people run around with shards of chaos, you should warn the rest of us.
That was Joffrey saying that?
Yeah, Joffrey said that.
Okay.
And you would hear Teddy's you would hear an actual aggressive response for one of the first times from Teddy. You could hear the slight growl that would rattle the things on the walls. And he would say, "What I let other people do is none of your business, Joffrey. If you're going to stick your nose in my affairs, I'd recommend you leave." Things would go quiet for a moment, and you hear Joffrey laugh and say, "It's been a while since I've seen you like that, buddy. I'm gonna head back out front. I'll talk to you later." And he quickly comes back out, and the rest of you would see him return with a wide smile and say, "You know what, Matteo? I'm gonna go off and go check in with the camp. Why don't you swing by later, and I'll get you that chain."
All right, sounds good.
All right, talk to you later, bud. Nice to meet you guys. Hopefully next time we can be a bit more friendly. I got free liquor in a room for you if you're ever in town.
When he says in town, is he talking about the
City of the Damned.
Oh, okay, City of the Damned. Gotcha.
Yeah, where he's from.
Mm-hmm.
He would pat Matteo on the shoulder and start heading out. After a moment, Teddy would come out of the back and look at you all. So, how'd it go?
Think it
As
went
well as ever, I suppose.
Did you decide what you were going to do?
Well, we're not destroying it so far.
Alright.
For the time being, I think Mateo's gonna hold on to it and see how he attunes to it.
It didn't have any immediate reaction to any of us, so.
Interesting. Well, Matteo, I hope you can handle it.
I think I'll be fine.
All right.
Did Matteo like tell Geoffrey at all, or did Geoffrey know who had the Shard of Chaos like on them?
You heard only what I said.
Okay. So he doesn't know that Matteo is the one in possession, or we don't know that he knows Matteo
You
is the
don't know
one.
what he knows. You don't
Right.
know what he knows or how he knows it.
Matteo.
Hmm?
Did you tell that devil my name?
I did not. Joffrey just kind of knows names.
That's not exactly
you-
comforting.
Were you ever going to tell us you were working for a devil?
It never came up. I thought it. Okay, I thought it was pretty fucking obvious. Look at me.
Yeah, isn't Matteo a devil?
No.
Oh, you're
No,
not?
he just has
Matteo-
he has devilish magic.
Oh, he has devil's magic. Got
I
it.
dress in red and black. I shoot fire out of a ruby-tipped cane. I look like a fucking jester. What do you think?
I was attempting to not make assumptions.
And I appreciate that. But come on.
Alright, let's not get at each other's throats.
If it is something that bothers you, we can cease traveling together, but as it stands, it is not something I have the capability of leaving behind as much as I would like to.
So, Matteo doesn't know, like, how Geoffrey gets his information?
Nope. I mean, I guess I don't.
Yeah, that was the correct answer. I was going with. I was just gonna let Braden answer it. I figured he'd know.
No.
No, I
never
mean,
asked.
I know that you know that you don't know.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
You are correct. You
The-
do not know how he gets his information. I knew that you know that you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know what you don't know until you know it.
I don't fucking know. He just knows shit, man.
Oh.
All right. Well, the Teddy would come over and sit down and say, "So, you gave the shard to Matteo, then?"
At least for the time being.
Yep.
It didn't have any immediate effect on us, so we're giving it time.
All right. I heard you met another one of my old acquaintances. Properly.
Yes.
Yeah, for an extended period of time. Longer period of time than the last time.
And how'd it go?
He seems like he likes to play games,
That he does.
but he doesn't seem too bad of a figure.
Yeah, well, he's unpredictable. Most of the time you'll be fine. Just keep an eye on him.
Well, if he pulled a fast one on us, well, we didn't notice. We tried our best.
I think you'd know. He wouldn't have left without seeing your reaction.
Well, here's hoping we gave him a good one.
Maybe. That's a double-edged sword, though. If he finds you entertaining, he'll want to be around more.
Well, he wasn't awful. Interesting, but not awful.
I've definitely met worse people.
Oh, sure.
I bet you've pissed off worse people.
So, I heard about the little goblin that came in. Mesquite seemed concerned. Have you met him yet?
Not yet. Apparently he's not with the clan. I haven't had the chance to run into him. Seems like something I should be, concerned about, but I don't know.
He would nod and say, Ivy told me you did something a little weird. One of you threw a bag of wax.
Long story.
Well, I'm done cooking and you're not sleeping.
Do Imperials, or should I say, do Inquisitors come around often?
No. Not at all.
Okay, I'm a little bit stupid. Could you remind me just real quick what an Inquisitor is?
Yes. Inquisitors are typically figures of religious importance. Actually, I have the perfect example. You remember our last campaign?
I do.
Do you remember Victor?
Yeah.
Imperial Inquisitor.
Okay.
Relatively
so-
high-ranking one, but that is a very good example. They're investigators. They typically go looking for heresy and people who go against the decrees of the.
And they have some partial lawful sway, right?
Yes, they are typically more chaotic than most leaders in the group, but they use chaos to create law. They will lie and cheat to force you to be lawful.
They're fanatics.
Yes,
But,
they're almost always fanatical.
Usually Inquisitors are the ones making these wax figures, and that wax was from a wax golem that followed me for a while.
Oh, I see. That would be concerning. Well, I can tell you one thing, you're safe here. They're not coming in my front door.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, they're smarter than that. Anyway. It sounds like you had a long day. Why don't you...
Indeed.
So I was about to say before conversation ends up, talk to Teddy. Just wanted to ask, how long have you known Joffrey Silvertongue?
Oh, I've known Joffrey since, oh man, how long has it been? I've known Joffrey for a few hundred years.
Do you have any idea of how he gets the information? He seemed to know a whole lot about us, and we've only been here for a short period of time.
Joffrey knows everyone. He's always been about making friends. As frustrating as I find him, and as little as I agree with him, he does have friends everywhere. If he called in some favors, he could find out about just about anyone. It just means he took interest.
Huh.
All right.
Well, to bed.
Yeah.
All to bed.
Nothing I got.
Before I fall asleep and after everyone else has, I'm gonna pull out the compass.
You pull out the compass. It's still pointing at you.
Can I roll Arcana on the runes?
You can. Go ahead. It is definitely religious magic.
Great. I don't expect it to amount to really anything. Can I make a knowledge points check?
You can. Nothing.
Okay, yeah. It's religious. Great.
All right.
Slip it back in my pocket, go to bed.
Anyone else have anything they're wanting to do?
I don't got anything.
I'm just gonna try to listen to the shard.
You try to listen to the shard.
Kind of like, I guess, like meditate with it. Not that, not that Matteo even knows how the fuck to meditate, but you know.
You begin to meditate with the shard. I would say that while your mind wanders, you have a very hard time telling if your mind is wandering just because you want it to, or if it's actually being affected.
Fair enough. All right.
Alright. Is that the end of your experimenting for the night, everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In that case, the next morning, you would all wake up when you hear Joffrey's very loud voice, and he starts banging on Mateo's door.
Uh-oh.
He says, Matteo, wake up! Get up!
So sorry to whoever's sharing a room with me. I'm gonna get up. And,
do we have our own rooms, or are they two-bed?
I think it's 2 bed per room, so I think you guys had 2 rooms for the.
Oh god, I think last time we were in a tavern, it was Marivin.
Oh no, I think I was with Moravaint last time, because I remember.
Were you?
Yeah. Oh no, that was in the Dwarven Tavern. I have no idea what it is here.
I have no idea.
If it's Marivin, that's real funny.
That would be hilarious, and I'm gonna do it just because.
All right.
What
I'm gonna get up very quickly so as to not have Marvin get real pissy.
You get up quickly and open the door, and you see Joffrey is standing at the door with a letter in hand, sealed with the royal seal of the City of the Damned.
All right.
And a a chain shirt of Infernal Chain.
Oh shit!
Which I will get you the actual full stats on a chain shirt.
Nice. Thank you.
But needless to say, it's a form of extremely light armor. He hands it over to you and says, "So, just by the way, this is your official summons to be able to come back to the town whenever you want. Duchess wanted me to actually make sure you had one. Something about locking down security or whatever.
All right.
So official summons if you ever need it. Just make sure to replace it whenever you come back to town. There's the shirt. I heard a little bit about your dalliance with new power sources.
I was the best person to handle it at the time.
I don't judge. Just be careful with that. You know, my magic, it's magic. It's not gonna... You know.
I'm aware.
Alright.
I will be careful with it.
I appreciate it. I'd hate to lose my newest emissary just because he tries to pick up the wrong magic artifact. It'd be a horrible start.
Hey man, I don't need magic from you to work for you, man.
Yeah, I know. But, you know, it would really suck if you lost out on the main thing I was giving you. You know, it's not good for business. Ooh, as a side note, your little goblin friend, he's staying out in the woods.
Okay, cool. I've been needed to talk to him because that's concerning.
Yeah, I would catch up to him quick. He hasn't slept in 2 days.
What the fuck? Okay, this is strange. All right. Thank you for the notice.
Yep. I'm gonna head out of town before somebody kills me. And I'll see you back home.
Got it. See you then.
He starts to turn back before looking in and seeing Marivin, saying, "Oh, don't be a stranger, buddy." He starts walking off.
I'm gonna close the door
Ooh.
and turn around and just say, "That's Joffrey."
I
Who
hope
else but Joffrey?
I hope they find him dead. Get up for the day.
Get up for the day. Does anyone have any plans for the next day?
I do have one thing. Knock, knock, knock on Moravaint's door.
You knock, knock, knock on Moravaint's door.
I get up. I answer the door. How can I assist you?
You know religion.
I nod my head.
Tell me about this. Hand him the compass.
Ooh, easy. You don't have to make a check. I know you pass this.
Oh god.
How interesting.
This is one of the most common things that Imperial Diviners use. Basically speaking, if a person knows enough about a target, they can target them with scrying. This is a variation of the scry spell. It doesn't tell you much about what the target is doing or anything like that, but it just gives you their vague location. When attached to a compass, this particular spell allows you to make a compass that leads you to a person. It is used most commonly for delivering messages or hunting traders.
Okay.
It was on the wax figure.
With that information, it is worth noting the only type of person who would be able to create a spell to follow Marivin would be someone who knew Marivin.
Not just like an inquisitor who knew.
Not knew of you, knew you. They would have had to have met you.
Did I know any inquisitors?
No, probably not.
Oh.
But it is worth noting an Inquisitor could get something, like someone else could make it. Like, it could be made and given to someone else. It's a magical item. But the person who actually made it had to have known who you are.
How interesting.
You know what, Moravaint? I think you should hold on to that.
And I assume, as I study it, it's still pointing to him.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's no point in you finding out where you're at.
Yeah. Any other symbols on it? There isn't like some fucking, hey, this is where the compass is symbol?
I assume
No,
not.
it's pretty bog standard.
Okay.
Presumably, in this exact case, you can figure out what it was used for. It was given to the wax golem to deliver you a message. Like, that's exactly what this was.
But they can't be. There's nothing that they can still be using it for.
They could make another.
No, they could make another one, yeah, but they're not, like... They can no longer track this one.
I got you.
Did that goblin call us traitors specifically?
What?
Or not goblin, golem. Oh.
No, he said you had strayed from your path, that you'd be welcomed back, and that your actions were not going unnoticed.
Okay. Yes.
Which is Imperial speak for don't be a heretic.
Fun.
I think that's really what what he was asking.
No, that's kind of what I was asking.
Well, I don't like it, but... At that point, it's a broken record. There's not much we can do about it.
No. And if there was anyone to know my location at all times, I think I'd choose you.
Well, it's not like I know how to abuse that, so...
Yeah, no, I feel safest.
I will tuck it into my pocket or my bag or whatever I've got on me.
You tuck it away into your bag.
I'm going
Is the
to.
next thing you guys are going to do going and looking for this goblin?
I think so, because I mean, I don't got anything else.
I don't have anything to.
That sounds like a yes.
Yep.
All right. In that case, that's where we're going to stop for the evening.
Sweet.
Next week, we will be going and looking for our new goblin friend.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I'm scared.
I'm so glad I got
that-
you, Harold.
That wax figure
Aw.
scared the fuck out of me.
I really thought Harold was just gonna steal it and bolt away.
I've
yeah,
never had
me
one
too.
of these before. Bye-bye.
I had some reservations when we started doing that in a storm. I was like, yeah. There's
I
no.
thought
I think anytime
thought it
it's
was good.
raining, we can just assume Harold's gonna fucking show up.
I also feel like if we had tried to wait till the storm would have passed, it would have just stayed there until we had done something.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
because Harold was there.
I guess in preparation, you could always just, hey, put a box around us before we start fucking with this thing.
I'm sure he can break through the.
I'm sure he
He
can
would-
too.
He would have just blown through it.
I love the box method.
I love just hurting people like cats.
Put it in a box.
I really appreciate that someone was able to say he could just blast through the box because he's literally lightning. I mean, like that's like being struck by lightning.
He's just like that.
It would entirely depend on whether or not Moravaint's shield can block lightning.
Not easily.
How much health does it have again?
Without a spell point, like 8.
I mean,
No.
being
No.
being struck by lightning sucks, but it's not that much force.
And
It
this
is
lightning's
enough
a lot
force
of
to
damage.
break his shield unless he reinforced it.
Hmm.
Like absolutely, it would absolutely break it unless he reinforced it.
All right. We need to construct a dome with like
We need a
a
specific
lightning bolt.
anti-lightning
Like,
dome.
yeah. The lightning goes straight into the sand.
What in the Simpsons movie?
Unironically, I could work on something that would work
Oh
similarly.
my god.
If I spent 2 spell points, I could make it so it has 40 HP and takes 2 less damage from all sources of damage.
Yeah, so it had the equivalent of 42 HP.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that's per attack as well, so.
Yeah, well, this is a situation where it would only have one attack.
I know.
But I mean, since he didn't steal this from us, I think it's fine for him to be around most of the time.
We just get a funky little gnome every so often.
Yeah.
Just a little guy.
How the scaling works on lightning. I know the damage die is D10, but I can't remember how the scaling of how many D10s it is.
Alright, are we doing official goodbyes or?
Yes, this is our
It's
official.
our
done for the
official Gooby to stream. We'll
evening.
see you next
Gooby.
week. Gooby.
Goodbye.